up, everybody? This is your boy Tavares TV, and I am hosting the HolloTalk podcast, the wrap up season 6. And I got one question for y'all. Where you at, Jetpack Dick?
I'm right here, and I thought the shit was clear. I've arrived now, so it's time to switch your gears. Let me make this quite clear. None of these others can compare. I just want to rule the world like Tears for Fears. My rhymes is fierce. The way I pierce the veil of the game, writing my name in the plaques before the martyrs laid. My verbal blade is made to slay the charade. Before this end, you going on my name, see? You going on my name after this, see?
We gotta say that for when that drops. Say that for when that drop. You know what I'm saying? Say that for when that
Yeah.
come out. What's up, everybody?
Yo,
Yeah, we're gonna
man.
have a little. We got a lot to talk about on season 6. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't realize that you had a lot of episodes on season 6.
Of course,
So,
man.
do we
I,
want to
I,
talk
I
about how
talked to
many
a lot of
episodes you
people.
did?
I talked to a
Damn,
lot
it's
of people,
21
man.
episodes. So we're gonna try to go through this. We're gonna try to hold y'all too long, but we love having conversations. I always get on there and I say I don't have a lot of time to talk, and then we get up and we talk for hours, right? Well, how you feeling today? You feel good?
I'm good, man. Yo, come on, see. Look at first of all, can we talk about the outfit right now? Can we please talk about the outfit for my esteemed host today? Put the shirt in the camera, see? Put the shirt in the camera,
Man,
man. You
yes,
see,
you
you out here
looking a little
repping the
fresh.
brand.
Wait. Oh, man. I had to throw it on the one.
Yeah, see, yeah.
Yes, look at that. We had to do the paper plane edition, the Duce
Uh-huh.
edition, throw all my
Yeah.
little tags on there, my little tape cassette. You know what I'm saying? When we had boom boxes and all that stuff. We had to get fresh. I had to do it for you, man. I had to do
No,
it for you.
I appreciate it, man. You already know it's love, baby.
Yeah, likewise. So look, how you felt about this season?
Uh Yo, I ain't gonna lie. So it's actually interesting because this season was recorded over the course of like 2 years.
Yeah.
So for me, it's funny because it don't normally like take that long for me to record a season, but for some reason this particular season was stretched out like over the course of time because of, just different things
Life was
happening in
life.
life. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
just getting people on the pod and talking to many different
Yeah.
people and stuff like that. But it's been very very dope though, and it's been very good because it's been an experience where I was able to kind of take my time for once when it came to doing the pod instead of like speed running everything.
Right.
And it's
Right.
actually come out pretty nice because I had so much more to talk about, like since it's been much more
And
time being elapsed.
and so much more to do. But I guess we're gonna get into that
Oh,
because you've been
100%.
doing a whole lot more, so that's good. You added more stuff to your plate, and that's always good, right?
Of course,
You
of
adding
course.
more skills and doing other things,
Oh,
opening up doors for new things. So that's good. So I guess we can get into that in a little while. But um, what's a few things you learned with this season? Or just on this season 6 from like last season. What did you learn different? What you
uh,
noticed different?
well, again, like like I talked to different people, mostly like during each season. I try to expand my network of
Right,
people that I talk to. Because a lot of people do a lot of different things and have a lot of
right,
different skills and qualities that they bring to the table. So in order to kind of I guess enhance my skills, being able to talk to these people and rub elbows with these people is always dope for me, especially the fact that I really like to learn new things and like to learn new people and figure out what they do and what they all about, which is why I bring them on the pod to talk about that stuff.
which
So
which is
yeah.
good. You do a great job doing that. I've been watching. I've been a fan watching.
Of
So
course.
and doing a great job. It's great conversations because I know when you went into like so I guess y'all started out with what? How do it feel to be 25?
Yeah, so it's
You want to
funny,
get into
right?
that?
No, you're right. Yeah, let's talk about that. Shouts out to Bree, Dope Queen. What's up, girl? We miss you
Yep.
for this wrap up episode. I'm telling the people now we miss you for this wrap up episode. But me and TV holding it down for the 99 to 2000.
And Bree, you still with us. That's right. Bree, you still with us. We
We
love
love
you.
you, Bree.
Yep. Yeah.
But
So you
yeah,
started out with the how'd you feel
Yeah,
How feel?
so at the time, like that's when me and Bree both was at the age of 25 at the time, and it was interesting because it was like that. I shouldn't say like that first age where like you kind of start like really
Start
like
taking things
reflecting
even
and
more
stuff.
serious. Right.
Yeah, but it's like that was kind of like, oh, we like grown.
Well, you
We
start
like
paying
grown,
attention to
grown.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So it was kind of like a conversation that we wanted to have, and put out to the world to kind of see like other people's stories and testimonies of like like what they remember being in life being like for them at 25, and
Right.
just all of the emotions and the changes in life, people being different like stages in life. Some people be
Right.
married with kids, some people be
That's a fact.
still in college, like some
Yeah.
people kind of just be like in the middle trying to figure everything out, like the whole thing. So it was an interesting age for us to have a conversation about. And also too, that was our first live episode of the HolloTalk podcast as well.
Oh
So
yeah, that was
yeah,
dope. Yeah, it was
shouts
dope
out to
too.
Mark for shooting that episode for us.
And y'all seem y'all had a lot of fun. You have great chemistry too.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
it was dope though, man, to kind of like had that reflection. But like I said, time elapsed from that episode to the episode that we doing right now, and I can honestly say like so much has happened in my life, like from that point to right now, to where it's like, oh damn, like it's actually cool to like have that starting point of that being the
right,
first episode of season 6 of the House Talk podcast to
right.
this being the wrap up episode of the House Talk podcast season 6, and then like kind of being able to look at like how we was feeling at that point in the beginning of the season, and then
Right.
seeing all the stuff that happened in between, and then at this point right now where it's like, oh shit, so much has happened at the
Well,
time
the
when
good
I'm
thing,
different.
well, I mean, and plus at the same time too, because you gotta like, because you're finagling everything. You gotta make sure you try to get people with their time, their schedule. You gotta have a lot of
Yeah,
patience, and sometimes that could be hard to do. But you did a wonderful job doing that, and I commend you for that.
I appreciate
And
it. Bro.
I would add to like 25 too. I think you're doing a good job because you like I don't know. I kind of feel like my favorite line that I say to 25-year-olds. I always say like, let's get to it. Like the time that you think that you have, you do not have. The
Mm-hmm.
quicker you get to it, and when I say get to it, like get to like learning all the things you can learn, soak it up. Because all the like greats and people that's here before you, you can learn some stuff from. We're not here forever.
Mm-hmm.
None of us here forever. So you want to get all the knowledge you can get. So I think that's being smart when you what you've been doing. And that's nice. So that's
Yeah.
good.
I hold to, I do want to say this like in regards to that point right now. So like like honestly, people get into like different hobbies and stuff like that, or different businesses, for different reasons. Mostly is always to get into it for money. And I'm not saying I ain't in it for no bread or nothing like that,
Right,
because
right, right.
I'm trying to get paid like everybody else. But
That's a fact.
at the very baseline of like me even doing the pod or whatever is kind of like uh kind of like shining a light onto what you was just saying, like nobody's gonna be here forever, and stuff like that. So in order for me to like how do I want to say, like feel comfortable with at least leaving something here, like I literally have like a time capsule of just
Before this
different
end, you going
moments.
on my name.
You feel me?
I
So
like that.
like not even just for me though, but like the people that come on the podcast and talk to me, like
Right,
I now have created like a history timeline, if you will,
right,
with
right,
with the podcast. So this is always something that you could always go back to, whether you was a part of the pod or not,
right,
whether you was just a listener or viewer, so on and so forth, for somebody that's never heard of the pod when you
right,
eventually did hear about it. Like this
right,
is always something that you could just look back on and learn something from, or whatever the
right.
case, or at the very least,
This is just a fact.
just have it as a reference point to be like, damn, like that's how I was feeling in my life at that point, or
Right,
this is what I had going on at the time, and you never
right.
know how impactful that is to people until the impact shows later on, or sometimes it shows immediately. But yeah,
Yeah, that's a fact. I agree with you 100%. And that's cool. So then we wanted to like, then we moved over to like episode 2.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So how did that come about with Vintage Black?
Oh,
'88.
shout out to my man
Shout out to
Ray,
Vintage
man.
Black '88.
Yeah, shouts out to my man Ray, man. Yo,
That's
so
cool.
I need him to get back on the pod too. So that episode was really dope for me because this was somebody that has supported anything, like not even just a podcast, literally anything, like just a post that I might have put up that resonated with Vintage Black 88 and my guy Ray. And
That's
he
dope.
ever respond to him, be like, "Yo, bro, this is dope. Like, keep doing your thing, X, Y, and Z." And I would, follow
Right.
suit and respond and say the same thing to his page. Shouts out to
Right.
Vintage Black 88. That's his Instagram.
Okay.
Very very dope page. So it talks about music history and track and field history. So he's a really
Okay.
big track and field fan.
Nice.
Me as well, which is why we resonated on that too.
Right.
But yeah, like somebody that has supported me through and through from the beginning on any and everything that I've done. So I had to show my guy some love and bring him on the HolloTalk podcast. A platform, like I said, that he supported through and through. And
Right.
showing me some love. And about his page, like I said, Vintage Black 88. Go follow my guy. But yeah,
Shout out
man.
to
Yeah,
yep,
shouts out to Ray, man. Vintage Black 88.
definitely.
That's my
Shout out
guy.
to shout out to Vintage Black '88. And yeah, that's good. How long was the episode? It's a long episode. I talked for a little
That
minute.
episode might have been like 2 hours, probably.
Okay. I don't know. We
Yeah,
seem it so quick. Like I don't know. Like talking for like it's funny because that's when you know you're having great conversation because
exactly.
if you say you want to have a conversation with me for 2 hours, I'm gonna be like, I don't know, I don't think I could do 2 hours. But then I think the last time we spoke was like 2 hours and change, almost three hours, right?
We almost talked for about 3 hours. Me, you, and Bree.
That's crazy. Nice.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
But
Shouts out to
that's
my
when you know
guy
you have a
Ray,
good
man.
conversation. Yep. Shout out to Ray. Um, so now we're gonna move over. You got anything you want to ask me before we move over to
Nah,
the next episode?
listen, I ain't gonna hold you. It's fun for me now to be in the other seat, instead of asking all the questions, which I'm gonna ask questions anyway, because that's just the nature of how
Right.
I do. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun to be answering the questions, man, and giving the love to people.
Yeah. And before we get into the next episode, episode 3, I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna say something to you. Do you realize you're in the middle of your dream?
I
You know what
do.
that means? Like a lot of times somebody said that to me and I was like, wow, that makes sense. Like life be life and a lot of times I don't know, like I know you're religious, but no, a lot of times people pray for like these things like before we open up the show, we said a prayer, right? We ask
Yeah,
for
word.
more. And it's okay to ask for more when you're blessed, right? And the quick when you ask for stuff, a lot of that stuff happens when you're asking a
Hmm.
lot of times. And that's a lot of times people don't catch that. Things happen so fast for you to the point where it's right in your face and you're looking for it, but already
Yeah.
your prayers was already answered. So I want to let you know you are in the middle of your dream, you
AT.
know?
You feel me? Look, I ain't gonna hold you. See, I talk to you in the regular, so you
Yeah.
know me, bro. You
Yeah.
do you see how hard I'm smiling right now? Like, can you not tell that I know I'm in the middle of my blessing? I'm talking to Tavares TV on the HolloTalk podcast, and we shouting out all the dope people that came on this platform and supported me when they ain't even have to, bro. I know I'm living in my dream, and I'm doing everything that I possibly can to cultivate it and
That's right.
make it become as big as
Hmm.
I really envision, and it too as big as the people who support me envision it being too, because they give me their support, including you, because y'all see the bigger picture as you're going to be as big as you
I'm gonna
want
pat
to become.
myself on the back because I'm not afraid to do that. But I'm gonna tell you this:
Talk to me.
I'm blessed to have you in my life because you're adding to my life as well as I'm adding to yours, and I really
That's a
appreciate
fact.
that. I appreciate you giving me love, but I'm gonna give it right back to you because that's what I'm talking about. I'm looking good,
Yeah,
and you looking good
come
too,
on,
right?
see, you
That's what
feel
I'm talking about.
me? I put
Be
lotion on
blessed.
and everything.
Yeah. All right. All right. So we are going to go into the next episode. In this episode, I ain't gonna front. This was a really good one. I actually caught this one, like, um, with Tim.
Oh my God, Tim something. Tim, what's up,
Yeah,
bro?
I
What's up,
caught this
baby?
episode, and I'm gonna tell you, I really enjoyed this episode with you guys. It was a great conversation, and I just thought it was just so cool because I could tell that he really, really, and just like everybody else, but I could see that love that he's like proud that he's watching you grow, and he's
Yeah,
watching you. You know, so you can see somebody. He's like, wow, like like almost like, wow, I can see myself in you, and I like that because
yeah.
he ain't no yes man too, and that's what I like about him. So you want to shed some light on
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I gotta talk with my guy too, because Tim,
Shout out to
we going
Tim too.
we gonna talk, man. We gonna talk for sure. But anyway, Tim, so that's my guy. So like when I was just shouting out, like all the people supporting me and everything like that. Like Tim is somebody like you like yourself too, that I deem as a real like life mentor for me, like somebody who like I met and had conversations with, and he was cool like with having conversations with me. He didn't know me from a can of paint, but I
Right.
guess it was just the energy that we had in the room that day, where he was like, yeah, like no, like take my information, X, Y, and Z. I'll come on the pod. Just that and the third, and then from there, I asked him straight up like, yo, like you literally do like what I envision myself doing. Like you are in these spaces and in these rooms with people, and rubbing elbows and doing things, and creating this whole world, and being able to relate to or bring the stuff that you relate to and put it into this world that you're working in, like that, bro. Like I aspire to be that, and you are like pretty much the blueprint of like what I want to follow. So could you please
Appreciate you.
like be my mentor? And he was like, bro, I was already doing it anyway, but the fact that you like asked officially is like, all right, like now I know for a fact, like, all right, this what we on, like in anything I got going on, or any way I can help you, or whatever the case, or even if it's just having regular conversations about whatever, like we good, we building that relationship, and I
And
appreciate Tim for that, and I
yeah,
love Tim for
and
that.
the,
Shouts out to you,
and
Tim.
the thing I want to add to that too is he said something that made a whole lot of sense. He was like, let things organically happen.
Yep, he tell me
And
that all the time.
yeah, because that's important. And like sometimes, like, you ask questions and you say something like, oh, how do you do? Like sometimes we don't know what did we do because we were just enjoying life and life was
Facts.
just life. And so you just going through life and we just know that we're very motivated and we are passionate about what we do. So a lot of times when you're doing something, it might seem like you're doing too well. I don't think I always feel like you're doing too much, but not enough. So a lot of
Yeah.
times we're in the middle of our dreams too. Because even though Tim is successful, he's
Hmm.
still moving forward to everybody always, we're high learners, right? When you stop learning
Yeah.
this, it's kind of boring, right? It's like
Yeah.
retiring. So shout outs to Tim, shout outs to you for that episode. That episode was really nice, man. It
No,
was
yeah,
really
that's
heartfelt.
no, that's really my God. I need to
Yeah.
stress this and express this though. Like while I'm on the platform, like Tim, you really my guy, bro. Like point blank, period. Also, too, shouts out to the Knicks, man. We did it. We brought the chip back to the
Hmm.
crib, man. Shouts out Jalen
Hmm.
Brunson.
And I respect Tim too, because that's my guy too, because I like that. I like that he ain't no yes man. You
No,
know what I'm
that's a
saying?
fact. No, it's a fact.
That's
Like
what I like about him.
he definitely tell me like yo, like like basically. So let me say something to that point right there, right? So a lot of people, and like and I'm sure like even the strongest people, like strongest mentally people be like,
Right.
like they feel away when somebody either like don't necessarily like what they do, or they like think, oh well, maybe this could be better. But you gotta
Mhm.
remember like the place that is coming from, but you also gotta know who opinions to take in, and who opinions to like push away. So like you or
There's
Tim or somebody like that,
some
y'all
stuff is
opinions,
put to a test too.
yeah, y'all
You
opinions mean
never
a lot
know.
to me. So if it's like if y'all be like, damn, I ain't really feel, I wasn't feeling this, or I ain't like this, or whatever the case, I gotta remember, y'all telling me this not to be hurtful or not to be harmful or anything.
Right.
Y'all saying this to push me to make it better, or make
Right.
it to what it's supposed to be, or what you envision it being, because you
Right.
see like, no, this could really be
Right.
that if you just take this little thing and twist it here, or
I
change this
agree.
little thing, and you can't take that to heart. Like and I'm saying this like obviously it don't feel good, but you don't like sit in it and just be like, oh, they don't like it, they don't mess with me. Like it's not that. Like this actually coming from a loving place. So just knowing that is half the battle, or shit, maybe 80% of the battle, to be honest.
See, but that's the thing I like about you because that comes with maturity. Like it's not what we do, it's how we react to it, right?
Yeah.
Like like it's okay if somebody don't like something that you're doing. You might think that what you're doing is fire. Somebody just say, what, you gotta, it's things you have to do to get to the next level. So you just pay attention and we listen to that, then we'll get there. And that's the good thing about it. You open to that. And I like that about you because that's hard to do, especially when we like sensitive about,
Yep.
your artists, like, like when you're doing music, it's like even music, be sensitive
Mm-hmm.
about a lot of things. So that's good. But you value people's opinion enough to know that ain't nobody trying to bring you down. We uplift
Yeah.
this. And I like uplifting. And it's hard to just kind of discipline, but you got to be careful when you discipline it because sometimes people's feelings could be hurt. So that's good that you open to that, and that's going to keep you growing more. All right. So shout
Yeah.
out to you and Tim for that
Yeah.
because if it
Shouts out,
wasn't for
shouts out
you,
to
this
my
wouldn't
guy
even
Tim,
happen.
man. Real talk. That's really my guy, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah. And I'm going to go to something else to you because these are my little quotes. What I do like about you is you really mastered the art of that quote, a closed mouth don't get fed. I'm gonna be honest with you. I struggle with that a lot of times. And my aunt, one of my family members, was like, she would say that to me so much. So I open up a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's like, wow, like, sometimes I struggled with that for in my 20s when I was like 25. So
Yeah.
I you gotta speak up. And I like the fact that you speak up. What do you think about that though, quote?
Well, I mean, it's not as if it didn't have no work to be put in to get to that point. I mean, I think what it was,
Rejections come with that.
right, which
Yeah.
mad people have told me no about a lot of things or whatever the case,
And you smile too. You
and one hundred
smile,
percent.
right?
But I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I do that though, because and it's not like necessarily like a spiteful thing or anything like that. It's more like motivation for me because
Right.
I'm like in my head I'm just like, yo, you told me no before or whatever, and it could be for any reason, like like maybe you just ain't had a time, or maybe you
Right.
really ain't believe in what I do, or whatever the reason is. All
Right.
I'm thinking in my head is at some point, for as long as you on this earth or whatever the case, and you still in this same arena basically that I'm
You go
in,
circle the
you're
block.
going to see me at some point, and
You
and
gonna
and
spin the block.
and I'm
And be
and I
like,
and
wait,
I'm
hold up.
and I'm going to be like whoever I'm going to be, but you're going to see me again, and I'm going to be all that I envision myself being. And like I said, it's not from like a spiteful place or nothing like that or whatever the case, because like I said, people had their reasons for saying no all the time, like, and it could be valid, invalid, or whatever the case. That's kind of irrelevant, but it's
Right.
just when you tell me no, just know you're gonna see me again, and maybe we could do some business, or maybe we could collaborate on something or whatever the case, or maybe I'm just gonna look at you and say, remember when you told me no? Remember that? Watch me shine over here. Thank you. I
Y'all
appreciate
see
it.
that? And I want to say this to everybody else that's out there that ever felt doubt. Y'all know y'all got to keep pushing and keep pushing and keep believing because the truth is one fan can turn to two and two can turn to three and then it just multiplies. But also, um, potential is potential. A person could see potential and the potential could be right there in his arm's reach. Go ahead and
Mhm.
get it. Keep pushing and keep kicking those doors down and just keep being great, you know?
Yeah,
So I like that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
See,
cool.
one more point to that too. A lot, and I think this is for what you were just saying, like about the potential thing, and people having
Yeah,
talent or whatever the case. There's plenty of people that miss talent every day. That don't mean that you're not talented because somebody else don't see that you're talented. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's like let's just say, for instance, right? Like sports. It's Hall of Famers that went
right,
undrafted. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right, right,
it's Hall of Famers, some of the greatest people you've ever seen that went in the
right,
second, third round or whatever the case. And then you
right.
got some people that went number one that wasn't worth a damn. No
That's a
disrespect,
fact.
but you know what I'm saying? Like, people get it wrong all the time. And
Right.
you just hope and pray that you on the other side of somebody else getting it wrong, and you be like, damn.
It's
And
true.
what they'll tell you is, oh, I knew it all along. I knew this guy was talented. I knew this girl was talented all along. Like, but they was the person that was like, yeah, let's go to somebody else. Like, but that
You
don't
know
mean
what's
that you're not
funny?
talented though at
But I
all.
tell you this, a wise man told me, and this is somebody that I was just hanging out with over this weekend. He's a rapper, and he just had a concert 3 nights in a row in New York. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you, he said this online, and he said this around me. you gonna know if somebody hungry if they keep nagging you about the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really true. That's so true. A person that's hungry keep talking about it, or they gonna always keep putting it in your face, and that's how people know that you're really serious. Sometimes people like to see that more because there's so many
Yeah.
people out there, and it's so easy. Like, let's say for instance, like, I'm from New York, you
Mm-hmm.
from, so we from big cities, so it's
Mm-hmm.
like as good as you are, the next door neighbor is just as good as you. So somebody
Yeah.
got to do something to stand out.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're marketing, you keep talking about it, you're marketing yourself more than the other person. They could be better than you, but you're marketing yourself better. So I'm seeing you more
Yeah.
and hearing you more. So that's really good. So I like that. I like how you answer that. This is cool. So how you feel about where we going with this? Is it all right now?
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
doing all right. I'm
no,
doing all
we
right.
hey,
It's
hey,
just
hey, T, we moving smooth, baby. We moving smooth.
like good. All right. So now we're gonna go over to the next episode, which is um Caroline, right?
Candy Caroline.
Yeah, Candy Caroline.
Shouts out to Candy Caroline. Also, shouts out to my man Jarrell. You know,
This
that's family right there. T already know what's up. But
I thought that was nice that he got you that interview.
yeah, man. It was dope talking to the Candy Caroline. Shouts out to you. I hope you're well. Maybe we could collaborate on some music now that I'm moving full force with the music now. Since the last time we talked. But
So what's some of the stuff y'all talked about in the interview?
man.
I'm trying to think.
Uh
Did I see that one? I think that's why I said let me pull it up because some stuff, sometimes I think I did. I don't know. I'll be going through a lot of these. Yeah, you listen to some and then I'm like, what was some of the things y'all probably spoke about?
Yeah, so I'll tell you. So it was dope talking to Candy Caroline because we was able to kind of get into the nitty gritty of um the other side of music, like the side that you don't see like from an artist. Like the emotional toll that it can take. Being that you face certain adversities, being an artist. Like for her specifically, she was talking about her voice. Like I want to say like she lost her voice or she had like a vocal injury. If I'm not mistaken, and she was
Yeah,
talking about trying to come out of that on the other side and heal that up and get the confidence back to start performing again and recording again, so on and so forth.
right,
And the conversation did get emotional too, so this was one of the very few times where somebody has cried on the podcast. And I was it was moving to me because like most of the times, like these really be like my first conversations that I have with people on the
right.
pod, and
Yeah,
for people to, come on the podcast and talk to me for, however long we talk, but more so to feel comfortable being in a space with me and,
right,
feeling comfortable enough to cry about, something that they're talking about or,
right.
or really, really feel the passion of the emotions like that, talking to me for the first time or maybe the second time or whatever the case, like that means a lot to me to
I
be
have to
able
check that
to
out.
provide that space for
I don't
somebody
know how I
to feel
missed that
comfortable
one.
like
I have
that.
to check. Yeah, I have to check that out. I
Yeah.
missed that one because that's deep.
Yeah,
And
but yeah, shouts
yeah,
out to Candy Caroline, though, for sure. Like I appreciate
yeah,
you,
that's cool.
taking the chance on me coming on the HolloTalk podcast, and being that open to express your feelings about yourself and your artistry and so on and so forth. Like you're
And
really an amazing person. I hope you're doing well.
and it's correct. And to add some light onto that, shout out to Candy Caroline.
Mm-hmm.
To add some light to that, even though she said she was injured, she messed her voice up. It's crazy because when the transitions in your voice, it's almost the same thing. Because I remember when I was like doing music, I'm singing, and at one point, when I started turning my 20s, getting a little older, I got nervous because my voice was changing.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, you feel challenged. But if you exercise and you keep exercising, I actually signed up to a few vocal lessons classes, even though I know I can sing and everything. I always sign up to stuff and just challenge myself. So it's cool. But shout out, yeah, that's cool. That was a good. And how long was the episode? The episode was what, about 2 hours? Y'all talked
Yeah,
for two
probably.
hours.
Yeah, about 2 hours. Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
So see, let me
I
ask
have
you
to
real
check
quick.
that out.
Let me ask you real quick. So like I say, between me and you, you're the singer, right? You know, like you got the vocals. Obviously people can tell from the beginning of the episode, but but
Thank you.
what's some vocal training or like some vocal exercises that you could do as a singer to strengthen your voice or regain strength in your voice?
Well, it's funny because when I come up with like I did. I mean, of course, it's the main things like when you go, ha 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 ha,
Hmm.
right? Or those are the regular ones like the do re means and all that
Hmm.
stuff. So, but I'm I'll yawn, I could be somewhere and I'm yawning, and I'm like I'll be like, oh, I start yawning, and I catch myself going, ah, ah,
Mm.
ooh, ooh. So it's just little things like that. Like find little quotes. I always like to find like nice songs like Ron Isley,
Hmm.
make me say it again,
Yeah,
girl.
see?
And just just keep saying something. Like I got a quote like I normally do like you were there for me when there was no one around. So it's
Mhm.
just find something off either a song that you wrote, like little pieces, and just keep doing it, warming yourself up. But it's fun. It's fun. You do have to learn the scale. So when you're on the scale, because it's different, you have sopranos, you got altos,
Mhm.
so there's things like when we like if we sing, like you can start at a higher key or you could come down here or you come here depending on your set. Like
Yeah.
if I was like when just a lot of artists when they do songs when they rapping over the track, but you see they
Mhm.
singing a little higher because they amping it up. So it's more like a hype man to yourself. So but just things like that to warm your vocals up. You gotta know what your sound is though, because you could hurt your voice. So don't pick I wouldn't suggest to pick songs if you're gonna warm up with somebody else's record. Try to pick something that fits your voice and you're comfortable with,
Gotcha, gotcha.
So yeah, but make it short. Don't do like I wouldn't suggest doing nothing too long, like trying to sing a song.
Mhm.
Just like take a clip from something and just keep saying it over and over. And as you're doing it, start practicing your breathing so it could be more smooth.
Mhm.
Like with me, I don't know, I cheat a lot. Like, when I'm singing. You wanna know what that means?
Yeah, I was about to say you gotta be specific because it could be somebody could be
Because
out
I'm
there
so
like, "You do
used to
what?"
I'm just used to doing it. So I cheat a lot. I can have a cold and I'm trying to hide it. So like I might say something um, like if I say, wanna know how I shine like this? See how I stop? But if let's say if I want to say, wanna know how I shine like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like game time, I'm ready. Like it's
Yeah,
just you can put
see?
it in one breath or or just because because you already know the scale.
Mhm.
So even if you're not breathing right, it's hard. But I try my best to just pay attention to that because it's kind of crazy because a lot of other people will notice it and they'll be like, yeah, you got to
Yeah.
breathe a little bit more. So you just have to focus on your breathing because that's important. And a lot of times it's like when you write music, it's easier. It's getting easier for me now because I try to make it not too difficult. Thanks to you.
What
You helped me out with that. Well, we're gonna get into
Oh,
that.
all
You know what
right,
I'm
okay, all
saying?
right. Go ahead, go ahead. You that's right. Yeah, you hosting. Go ahead, my fault.
No, I said no. It's cool though. We're gonna get into the music. We're gonna get into that. So now we moving over to and shout out to Candy Caroline.
Yeah, yeah, please.
Really shout out to yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Make sure I tune in. All
Yeah,
right.
got to.
And then wow, this one was pretty good. We moving over. You ready? This is a drum line because this guy right here, I it really enjoyed this recap with you and my boy
Oh,
Strategy.
my man Stratus. Yo, Strat, what's up, bro? What's good?
Man,
That's my
he's
yo. That's
oh boy,
really my guy, man. Strat, bro. What's up, bro? Yo, hold on.
but
Before we.
before we say this, let me say this,
Oh, go
and then
ahead.
I'm gonna let y'all get into it. I'm gonna be honest with you. This episode, I kind of felt like I was y'all in the room with y'all. Like I was
Yeah.
sitting here watching y'all, and I felt like I was in the room with y'all. Do that make sense?
Yeah. Yes. 100%.
Yeah, at one point I caught myself and said, "I'm home by myself. What the hell am I doing?" I had some other stuff I had to do, and I'm like, but it was. I felt like I was there. I almost was like, "Yeah," and I was like, caught myself and said, "Oh, ain't nobody. I ain't talking to nobody. I talk to the TV." So
Yo,
yeah, you want to talk about
no,
that?
yeah. That's
How did you meet him?
so it's a funny story, right? So I just happened to be on Instagram or whatever, and came across some funny videos, some funny movie recaps, which is like that's like with his main content. Like he do movie recaps, TV show recaps, so on and so forth, whatever. Um,
Okay,
but
and he
but
did one of your favorites.
no, it wasn't even that. Like it was just really really funny. So I followed him from there and everything, and like I was showing, like I was telling him, I was showing my mom and dad your videos or whatever, and they was cracking up, so on and so forth or whatever. And I was like, the more I watched your videos, I'm like, I like this dude, bro. I like this guy. So
Yeah, that's cool.
I just happened to take a shot, and I was like, "Yo, let me just see if he'll respond or whatever the case." Like, not necessarily thinking like he wouldn't respond per se
Right.
or whatever, but you never know, right? So
Yeah.
I just wrote him, and I was like, "Yo, bro, like like I really really love your content. Like I'll be watching your videos all the
That's
time.
cool.
Real funny, bro. Like I would love for you to come on my podcast and talk
Closed
to me."
mouth don't get fed.
And he messaged me back in like 2 minutes, see, and was like, "Yo, bro, absolutely. Like, when you want to do it, like we can do it today, tomorrow, whenever." I
Wow.
was like, "Oh shit, hey, this is
Wow.
crazy." I was like, "I didn't think you was gonna hit me up this fast." He was like, "Bro, yeah, I'm." He always says this too. He says this on the pod when me and him on the pod. He was like, "Bro, I'm a regular person, bro. Like I'm a regular person like everybody else. Like I just happen to have a couple followers on Instagram, TikTok, whatever the case."
Very
Um,
humble. I like
yeah,
that.
like that's really my guy though. See, like he been on the HolloTalk podcast this particular season three
That's cool.
times. Like,
Wow.
you know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So
That's so dope.
yeah,
Shout out
that's
to
that's my
strategy.
guy. I do want to say
Strategy.
Stratuzy, I believe.
Strategy.
Yeah, strategy. Yeah, but I
Wow.
do want to say this on behalf of my man Strat, right? So he applied to be in streamer university, Kai Sinet. Shouts out to Kai or whatever. But I gotta say, um, yo, my
We're gonna
man
speak it
Strat,
into fruition.
yeah, I got to. My man Strat got to get in streamer university, man. And I'm not a streamer necessarily, but shit, I'm putting my hat in the ring too, man. I need to get in streamer university too. Also,
Why not?
my guy that we're gonna talk about a little later, my man G Banks too. Shouts out to G Banks, shouts out to Strat, and shouts out to me. And it's Kai. Come on, you my guy, Kai. Get them in streaming university, man, and me too.
A- And anything we need to do to push that forward, if we have to, that's what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna stamp it and we're gonna talk that into
Real
real
talk,
life.
because
Mhm.
because they deserve it, man. Like my
And
guy
I'm sure
Strat
he's
be
taking the
putting in the work.
necessary steps too
Yeah,
to get
a hundred
towards that.
percent.
Wow.
He's a smart guy, committed guy, man. He's
Wow.
he's very 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 entertaining, very funny, man. He makes great content. Yes,
Wow.
that's really my man. Yo, hey Strat, shouts out to you, bro. We gotta get up one day, bro. Real talk.
Wow. Shout out to Strats. That's
Yeah,
what's up.
that's my guy, man. Real talk.
Wow. All right. Then we
Make sure y'all
moved
go
over to the
follow my
next.
guy, man.
Yep, on all platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we going over to the next one. T. Lewis was in
Oh,
episode
T. Lou,
six.
what's up,
Check
T?
that one too.
Buckets the blitzes. Let's go, man. That's my guy. T.
How was
So
that?
so T, like that's my homie in real life. That's my main man. So basically
Yeah, y'all talk, didn't y'all talk
I had
about
him on the
sports and
pod.
stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think I saw that episode. Yep.
he was doing his podcast Buckets the Blitzers,
Yeah.
and I basically wanted to have him come on and basically talk about his pod, his new pod
Yeah.
and everything, and also some stuff that he had going on in the community at the time. He was very active in the community,
Right.
giving back to kids and so on and so forth. He was able to set up a community drive and everything. So I
Right.
wanted to shed light on some positivity that he had going on, along with
Right.
him doing his podcast, his new podcast that he had recently started doing, that I featured on a couple of times. Like I said, Buckets to Blisses. Make sure y'all go
Make sure,
follow that too.
and I'll make
Um,
sure I follow that, and I'll make sure I check that out.
Yeah,
Definitely go check that
that's
out.
but that's my main man in real life though. Like that's like my guy for real. Like, you know, over 10 plus years, so on and so forth. But yeah, man, T Lou, shouts out to
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Love you, bro.
both. Yeah, that was yeah. I watched that one. That was really good.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
good, you know, and
yeah,
my guy is, you know, is still doing this thing, man, and in this the sports world too, you know,
nice.
coaching these kids up, you know, showing them what real basketball look like. You feel me, T?
That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. All this greatness is happening. That's what I'm talking about, and you were part of it,
Yeah,
right?
100%. Oh, I also gotta say too, in regards to that too, T, if any of them kids is talking about they could beat you 1-on-1, you already know what to do, bro. I'm betting the house on you, T, and if I lose, we gonna be homeless together.
1-on-1. They want 1-on-1 with your boy.
No, you know how the kids be, you know, they be talking to the coaches like, oh, you ain't nothing, man. I could beat you. Like, nah, my man T Lou, he's a Hall of Fame bucket getter. So shouts out to my man T Lou. Like I said, if any of them
That's
kids
right.
start talking crazy to you, T, just put them in the post, bro. 11 straight.
That's right. Well, if they beat him, he gonna give them their props, right?
No, not a chance, because they ain't gonna beat him.
Never say never. Never say never, right? But shout out to T. Lewis.
Shouts out to T Lou, man.
Don't let him beat you. We got money on you, man.
That's my man.
I love it. I love it. So we're gonna move over to episode 7, and that was Quincy Harris.
Oh, Q
That was a
Deezy.
dope
Yep.
interview.
So again,
Q
this is
Deezy.
yeah.
I like
So
the nicknames.
so this is again like a lifelong family friend, you know, somebody who, you know, the world, you know, affectionately knows as, like I said, QDZ, Quincy Harris. You know, just a really great guy, man, who is also too, I got to get up with you too, Q. um yeah, man, that episode happened, you know, because I reached out. I reached out and I was like, yo, like, I don't know if you remember me. Like, I was a kid, you know, like when you was like
Right.
around or whatever. He was like, bro, of course I know you and your family. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, I'm absolutely coming on this podcast. Like
Yeah, that
you
was the
like with
that,
like
yeah.
you ain't even have to ask me, bro. Like
Mhm. That was
yeah,
a really good episode.
yeah, you know, so when
Yeah.
he came on the
He seemed
pod,
like
like
he enjoyed having that conversation with you too. That's why
that was
I
a
saw
dope
that he
thing for
was
me.
proud of you.
Of
He
course,
said-
that's really my
but
guy.
you gotta understand, like, you don't know, like when we're on the other side and you're hosting and like, and I don't know, it's like it just felt good to see that. You know what I'm
I
saying?
I
And I could
appreciate
tell
that.
that he saw that. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like it was a good episode.
Well, yeah, I'm saying, like, you gotta remember, like, this is somebody that's known me since I was like literally a baby, like a literal baby.
That's
So, you
cool.
know, from that to now me being here, you know,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was like, this is kind of crazy. Like, I'm talking to him, and it's like I know that he was in his mom arms, like, or he was running around, you know, doing
That's
whatever.
dope.
Like,
That's
yeah,
dope.
yeah, that was dope because again, like, this is somebody that's also in like a similar space that I'm in, and you know,
Right.
also like basically has that blueprint of like, yo, you literally be doing like all the stuff that I want to do. Like, this is somebody that has an interview with West Side Gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, who everybody knows, like, that's my favorite rapper in the world. Like, somebody that I want to, you know, bring on the HolloTalk podcast and, you know, do an interview with and everything. Like, that's, you know, one of those like bucket list things for me, is to, you know, do an interview with West Side Gun. And he's somebody that like actually did an interview with West Side Gun or whatever. So I'm like, yo, like, bro, like, can you tell me all about that? Like, how was that experience and X, Y,
Right.
and Z or whatever the case, you know, and
Right.
then, you know, being able to get that firsthand, like, you know, conversation. It's like, one, I'm learning, but two, I know I'm in the right space and I'm in the right path because I'm
Right.
literally having a conversation with somebody that did something that
Q
I
Deezy.
very much want to do. And I
Right.
can reach out and be like, yo, like, you know, like, I could
Wow.
be in those rooms or like, you know, at least have those connections and, you know, be able to talk to those people. So that just lets me know I'm on the right path and doing what I need to do in order to get to where I
Yeah.
want to go. So Q, shouts out to you, Q Doozy, man. Quincy Harris, like, that's really my guy. I'm always
Shout out to
following
Quincy Harris.
the stuff that you're doing. Also, too, in that particular episode, what I really enjoyed about that episode too, because of course, like, we talked about the, you know, the stuff that, you know, like, that we both are doing, you know, in our careers and so on and so
Right.
forth. But
Right.
I also too want to highlight like what we talked about in the episode, what we talked about the process of, getting to where you want to go. And like how you were saying when I had talked to Tim, kind of having that patience and things happening when it's supposed to and
Right.
everything, and not losing sight of still having goals even if you accomplished a lot of the goals that you already had. Not
Right.
to mention um being able to contain and grow your mental health in the process of doing these things. And we had a
Yep.
really really dope and in-depth conversation about mental health,
Right.
that I didn't necessarily know that we was going to have, but I'm very
Right.
very happy and glad that we did have that, and it was able and I was able to have an insight on somebody that has reached a certain level of success, and how the mentality is, but also knowing that people have struggles too,
Oh
regardless
yeah.
of whatever the success level is that you reach. Like you could be the highest of the high, lowest of the low. People still have certain
And you'd
things
be
that they
surprised.
go through.
And you'd be surprised sometimes, like you can just wake up and you can be happy and you just feel like, I don't know, just weird. It happens. It happens.
Yeah,
You feel like you're sad and don't know why. Stuff like that happens. It's energy, it's vibrating. It's just vibration. It's energy. But I'm
yeah.
glad you guys got a chance to talk about that.
Yeah, and like I said,
Yeah.
that's somebody that's also a mentor of mine as well. Like I
Yeah.
said, Q, I definitely want to get up with you, and I hope you're doing well too, man. I'm always following what you're doing and keeping up with everything. But yeah, it's always love, from me to him, and thankful to him for always supporting me and my family as well, man. And that support is always going to be returned. So
Right.
thank you for that. And like I said, that was a great episode. So that's definitely one that I think people should definitely check out. So shouts out to QDZ, man, Quincy Harris. Love you, my guy.
Right. Shout out to Quincy Harris, QDZ.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're talking about. All right. So we're moving over to episode 8. And before we go into episode 8 with Icy,
Oh, Isis?
ISIS,
Isis. Yeah,
ISIS.
Icy, what's up, girl?
Before we go into episode 8 with ISIS,
Yeah, yeah.
Icy, aka Icy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh, I'm asking you a question.
Yeah, talk to me.
Oh, overthinker or making it happen?
What you
Making
mean?
making the bond. Which one?
Overthinking?
Yeah, overthinking or making the bond.
I need more context on what you
Gotta
asking me,
pick
please.
one. Pick one. Then I'm asking you a question.
Making a bond?
There we go. Making the bond, like making the bond. So like making the bond. So that's you. All right. So you make the bond. You don't overthink. I like that. See what I'm saying?
Well, okay. So
Two
again,
words.
this has come with work. See, like for
You
me,
choose though. You made a choice though. I actually
I
two.
did,
I
but
like
I'm telling you, like all of this, like to the point, like
you
from
made sure the work was late.
this
You
guy,
slaying the
this
charade.
guy. Before this end, you gonna know my name. No,
That's what I'm talking about.
but that was some stuff that like had to come with time. Like for
Hmm.
me, I was like a huge overthinker. Like I always had stuff in my mind to be like, yo, like only if I'd have did this different, or like damn, I wish I could go back in time and like change this. Like basically worrying
You're
about
in
a
a
lot of
comfortable
things
space.
that I
Yeah.
couldn't control. Like a lot of shit that I couldn't control is like stuff that I was thinking about, and
Mhm.
and overthinking a bunch of stuff that I really didn't necessarily
Right.
need to overthink or whatever the case. But
Right.
I also think that is like just a natural feeling amongst human beings. I guess like that's just a
That's a
natural
fact.
emotion, natural thought
Yeah.
process or whatever the case. But it's also something that I like noticed about myself, and I'm like, yo, I need to regulate this. So going
Right.
back to talking about the mental health conversation I was having with QDZ and a few other people that we're going to talk about, and that we had already talked about, that was something that I was explaining. Like when I was in school, I had went to therapy and everything. That was like my first time ever going to therapy, and that was literally the best decision that I ever made, especially like in college.
Oh
So
yeah, you spoke about that in one of the
yeah,
episodes. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so like having that experience, and like that being like one of the things that I would talk about a lot,
Right.
like in those sessions and stuff like that. I was like, okay, how do I regulate this particular thing that I know I'm doing, and I know that it's not necessarily healthy for me to do, because a lot of the stuff that I'm thinking about I can't change anyway, or I wasn't there to change or influence or whatever the case, like, or had absolutely nothing to do with me, like.
But I
those
like that
kinds
you
of
moved
things
out of your
was
headspace. I like
crazy.
that.
But yeah, but then I got to a point where it's like, okay, now I'm, I guess, making the bond or making the
That's
change or
what I
whatever
like.
the case.
And I
You know,
like that. And
it
to
took
shed
some
some
work.
light on that, yeah, it's hard. To shed some light. Yeah, I kind of feel like there's some point you, yeah, like I think I said this to somebody, like I say this a lot, like protecting your peace and
Yeah,
learning to love yourself and just being in a nice, peaceful headspace and be comfortable with who you are in your skin is hard work to
100%.
maintain. It's hard work to maintain because you can easily just things can go left real fast. So I like that you are consistent and you actually comfortable with just being comfortable in your skin. I like that. So we moving on. We don't have to overthink no
Oh yeah,
more.
yeah. No, you got
It's
one thing.
okay to think a little bit because as an artist or whatever, or just a perfectionist, we think,
Mhm.
right? But I like that. All right. So we're gonna move over to so how was that episode 8 with ISIS?
I see.
How long
Uh,
was the y'all talk?
so it's funny, right? So to my knowledge, this is the longest episode that I've ever done in the
Uh
history of the HolloTalk podcast.
Longer than
Yeah,
hours?
yeah,
What?
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I believe so. If I check the times of the episodes, I truly believe that episode was almost 3 hours, like a couple minutes off of 3 hours. Uh, it was so again, it was interesting because this was somebody who I just happened to come across on Instagram. So for people who don't know, Isis, shouts out to you. I really hope you're doing good. We definitely got to get you back on the How Talk podcast too, to catch up and everything. But she's a graphic designer, so she was talking about, like, her content was talking about like just different cover arts, of
Oh,
like
okay.
of albums, singles, so on and so forth, EPs, whatever the case.
Right.
And she was going into the details of like the actual cover art, like just talking about the graphics and
Right.
the fonts being used, like the whole thing or
Wow.
whatever, the stories
Nice.
behind, each cover art, so on and so forth, or whatever. So for me, being just being like a creative and being a fan of art, but also being a fan of music, and then, me being an artist myself, I was like, yo, this shit is dope because you know how much I value cover art. Like that
Right.
shit
Right.
like matters way more than people give it credit. Like you can have the hottest album in the world, but if your cover art trash, I'm 90% not clicking on this shit. And like that I guess that would be my mistake because I'm gonna miss out on great music. But your cover art was trash, bro. Like, I come on, like I need you to have some better cover art. And
Right.
people really value that a lot. Like when somebody puts out an album that don't got really good cover art, you be thinking to yourself like, well, what?
If you ain't putting no time in that, then are
Yeah,
you
what, like,
really
yeah, like what the hell is this? Especially too, and this is something that I'm sure you'll appreciate. Like people talk a lot about like the packaging of a project, and like how people don't like package their projects that well anymore. Like, like whenever you used to get a CD or vinyl or something like that, it'd come with the
right?
booklet. It had a
Right.
booklet with the lyrics in it. Sometimes you might have something with an alternate cover, or like, like a whole another CD with a couple other songs on it. Like just the whole package of, the project that you putting out and putting forward to the people, like that's a lost art. But that's, I would think, is due to streaming, because you could just press a button and just put your project out or whatever,
Oh,
instead of
so
having to
right.
actually put it in stores and so on and so forth. But
So it's
like,
important.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that whole process, is important, for people to resonate with, you as the artist. Kind of what you was going back to and saying, like, if you got two people who are equally talented, something has to make you stand out. And if it comes down to something like, the packaging of your project, some people be like, yo, I really like how this is packaged. Like, I like the case that it came in. Like,
It's the same
it's
thing like putting an
creative.
outfit together. If you going out and you
Exactly.
wearing a shirt and you wearing a hat, you might want your shoes to match the hat. So
Yep.
it's the same thing. You gotta the more you put in and you invest in yourself, um, the more people will notice. But I
Exactly.
would say in this case, this is a don't judge the book by its cover, but that you can
Hmm.
actually judge it by the cover. See, and it might be something really good in the book, but you could have missed that mark because you didn't mark it. And a lot of people don't market enough, or maybe
Hmm.
can't afford it. But sometimes that's why you got to do your homework. We all got to do our homework. Just keep pushing, get with graphic designers, try to learn to do some
Like
stuff
ISIS.
yourself. That's right. Get with Isis. Shout out to Isis. What's her page? Maybe they should follow Isis. You never know, right?
Hold. Let me pull it up. Actually, hold on. I'm about to
Yeah.
pull it up real quick. I'm
Yeah.
gonna pull it up.
That's dope. So and thank you for sharing that light
Ice's
too with
Instagram.
me.
Yeah, so her Instagram is ICEYNY dot underscore.
Y'all got that?
Yep. I'm gonna say it again for the people. ICEYNY
NY
dot underscore.
underscore.
Yep, on
Shout out to
Instagram.
Icy.
Shouts out to ISIS, man. Yo, I ain't gonna
I'm
hold
about to
you.
check her workout too.
No, yeah. So, like I said, she's very, very talented. Like her content is like really, really A1. So that was like the thing that caught my attention with like the way in which her content was put together, but also
Right.
obviously what she was talking about.
That's
Like that
dope.
was something of interest to me. So again, this was one of those situations where I was just like, yo, like I really enjoy your content. Like I would love for you to come on the pod so we could talk about album covers or whatever the case. And we talked
Wow,
about
that's dope.
album covers and music and so on and so forth for almost 3 hours. So
Wow.
so me and Isis made history of that being what I
Wow.
believe is the longest episode of the HolloTalk podcast. So Isis, shouts out to you. And yeah,
For
I
breaking my
would really
record.
love for you to come back on the pod for sure.
Broke my
And
record.
you already
You
know
know what
it's
I'm
always love
saying?
to me to you, Icy, for sure.
That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to
Mm-hmm.
Icy. All right, so we're gonna move over to our next episode, which was, and by the way, we are talking about the season 6 wrap up, y'all. This
Mm-hmm.
is the Hollow Talk podcast. It's been going on for a while now. I've
Yeah.
been enjoying it. This is your host, aka CEO over here that I'm talking to.
You feel me?
I just happen to just be taking over, all right? I'm big bro taking over right now, and I'm enjoying this. He's helping me get comfortable because I'm comfortable singing in front of y'all, but maybe not talking. But we gonna get there.
We're gonna get you right, see? We're gonna get you right.
we gonna you get me right. Thank you so much. But I hope I'm doing good. I'm
You
doing
you
decent.
good. You doing your thing. This is actually a really, really good episode so far. So we rock
Good,
it.
good. Shout out to everybody that made it amazing.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody that participated in
Mm-hmm.
this journey, for you. I'm really happy for you. And I'm gonna stop right here before we go to episode 9. It's nice to see. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's really nice to see, and we can't wait to see what's gonna happen next because there's a lot of other stuff happening with
Oh
your
yeah.
boy Jetpack Nick over here. He got a lot going on. You dropped some music too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dropped that single. What
Yeah.
was the name of it? 'Cause,
Gina Views.
yeah, that wasn't
Shouts
that
out to
what last?
Gina Views, man.
And you don't want to talk about that right now because that was kind of nice when
I
you dropped
mean,
that. It was kind of crazy because when you did it, it's like she freaking shared it, bro. She
yeah, she
shared it.
did. She shared the post multiple times.
Yeah. And it
I
got a lot of views.
yeah, no pun
Nice.
intended, or maybe all
Shout
puns
out to
intended.
Gina Views for that.
No, real talk. Shouts out to Gina Views for sure. Like again, that's somebody that I would love to have on the pod too. Like somebody whose content I
That's
really
right.
really enjoy. Her and DJ Head
Yeah.
on a platform. It's
Now we know
it's
why.
dope, man.
And I don't mean to cut you up, but now
No,
we
you
know
good.
why, guys. I'm talking to y'all. Now y'all know why. It took him 2 years because see, you've been doing a lot more. You've been multitasking. So it's not like you've been sitting around doing nothing.
Right.
Sometimes you live in your dream,
I see.
and
You already
you
know that.
making bonds. You're not overthinking.
No, real
See?
talk though, man. Shouts out to Gina Views, man. Real talk. Like again, that's somebody I would really
Yeah,
love to have on the pod. And two, I'm just putting it out there because, like you said, closed mouths don't get
that's
fed
right.
or whatever. If
That's right.
if it happens to be a point where we could collaborate on something, maybe the Gina Views remix, and you might got a
Or
verse or something. Like, what's up? Talk to me.
and it ain't just rappers over here. We got some singers over here that can drop you some hooks too, a little something. So we got you,
You
okay?
heard
We can
Bree on
do.
you heard Bree on the hook. They ain't got
You know
it
what I'm
quite like the
saying?
girl.
We
Spin it
got
right
you over
around.
here, Gina. All right, Miss Gina
Real
Views.
talk.
And
Shouts out Gina Views,
yeah,
man.
her page is dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give her page up too because Gina Views is
Oh,
dope.
I believe is just at Gina Views. I believe. Yeah.
Oh, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
shout out
believe.
to
Let
Gina
me
Views.
check it just to make sure.
I believe it is. Yeah, I'm following
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. Yep. Is
Right?
at Gina Views on Instagram. But I'm sure everybody know that. But just in case y'all don't, at Gina Views on Instagram. Shouts out to you, girl.
All right. So we coming at the mark of our halftime.
Oh,
All
yeah, that's
right.
funny.
So we come on halftime. Are we doing like a?
We halfway through. See, halfway. We
It's
halfway.
pressure on me. The whole
Oh,
world is
chill, hold on,
watching.
chill. Don't give him too much.
You know what I'm saying? Me. All right. We gonna meet. I'm meeting you halfway. You meet me halfway. All
Come
right.
on, you know what's up.
So we halfway there. So wow, yeah. It's a lot going on here. Episode
Yeah.
9 with JP Harris. How long was
Oh,
that episode? What y'all
JP.
talked
Okay.
about?
So fun. So again, for the people who listen to the pod, they will know the story. But just in case you didn't listen to the pod, so JP, shouts out to you. Yeah, you could be anywhere in the world, I'm sure, at this moment right now. But but yeah, I had met JP kind of not by accident per se, but like just like just in the midst of traveling.
Right.
I was doing a travel journey, and we just happened to meet. And for some reason, like her energy was just super duper dope.
Wow.
And we was just having a conversation, talking or whatever the case, exchanged information and everything. And I found out just stuff about her, her being into music. I believe she was DJing for a while. She does a lot of travel as well. So that was a dope conversation to have on the pod, talking about travel and or
Life
specifically
changing. Yep.
like
Yep.
specifically black travel. And
Okay.
for her, JP, you already
Seeing the
know this.
world.
Yeah, I would say you already know this because we had a conversation about it. But I definitely want to have you come back on the podcast so we could talk more about this, just the stuff that you've been doing and your travels and so on and so forth. So you could talk about all these wonderful experiences that you've been having. But yeah, like it was eye opening for me because like I was talking about somebody who was like a real traveler,
Right.
and and I met them while traveling.
Look at that. Look at that.
So to have them conversations like you was just saying, it's very eye opening, to have somebody basically explain to you like, yo, it's a whole nother world out there. Like it's bigger than just your block, it's bigger than just your city, bigger than just your town or your state. Like it's a whole fucking world out there, and there's a whole lot of people out there who have interests that might be similar to yours, or stuff that might be different from yours, or just the culture is different, or you might have similar similarities to these cultures, so on and so forth. And being
Making
able to
memories.
be
Yeah.
right, and being able to be exposed to that kind of stuff, especially if you get a chance to do it at a young age, or even at
Yeah.
whatever age.
Creating,
Like you get a
memories.
chance to see new things and experience new things, and you never know like how important that could be for your own personal growth, just by
Right.
being in a different place and just seeing like, oh, like
Right.
it's a really big world out there. Like even though people say like the world is small because of like social media and stuff like that, the internet or whatever, but like literally putting feet on land and being
Right.
in certain places, like you can't
Like Nas said, the world is
no,
yours.
yeah, exactly, like no internet, no Instagram, no Twitter, no nothing can replace that feeling of you putting feet on land in a place that you've never been before, and being able to embrace the place that you're in, and being embraced by the place that you're in and the people that habitate that place. So JP definitely opened my eyes to that. And like I said, we had good conversations about music too, or whatever. Who is she's is a really big supporter of my music as well. So shouts out to JP for that as well. And girl, you already know I would love for you to come back on the podcast to talk to me about some stuff that you got going on. But you already know there's always love from me to you too. And I hope you safe
Right.
and good wherever you at in the world.
Right. So yeah, shout out to JP Harris for
Mm-hmm.
that. Like she's out there stamping, like the moments.
Yeah, making it
That's
happen.
that's important. A lot of times we do stuff, and I know me, especially me, because I think the older I get more like, I like being to myself a lot of times, but I think I'm good now, but I think I spent a lot of time around so many people, and now that I spend a lot of time to myself, I
Mm-hmm.
was able to protect my peace because sometimes it's too much noise and you're trying to figure out what is it you want to do next. When you keep
Mm-hmm.
doing a lot of stuff, you're trying to figure out what's the next thing. I don't like to get caught up in nothing to the point where it get cloudy and I forget who I am. So I try to keep going and figure out who I
Yeah.
am. So it's really important. So like a lot of times, just push myself to do certain things and create memories, and things happen in between those memories. So that's kind of cool. And shout out to you and JP Harris. And then
Yeah.
and we're gonna move over to the
That's our
next
JP.
episode. Yeah. Shout out to JP for that. Motivated. And
Uh-huh.
and since we on that topic, that's kind of cool that we went there because I'm asking another question. Plan or unplanned? So what I'm saying is plan. You prefer planned or spontaneous? Which one? Pick one.
I need you to have I need you to have a
A
goddamn
plan.
blueprint plan. Like I need you to lay out the paper and be like, yeah, we
I think
doing
I
this,
knew that.
that, and the
I
third.
knew that.
Like you
I
feel
knew
me?
that answer. I knew that answer.
Yeah,
Like,
you know, like and don't get me wrong, like spontaneous is cool or whatever the
but
case, but
but not too much.
yeah,
That's good.
don't hit me up on like
I'm spontaneous.
I shouldn't say this
It's funny
like
because
this
I'm
way.
actually spontaneous.
No,
I
I
am.
already know. That's why
Uh,
this is really specific to
it's
you.
but it's terrible. It's terrible. So that's why I'm glad I met you because I need to be I because I'm so spontaneous. I really need to be able to be spending a lot of time with people who plan more, around people who plan more because it balances me and
Yeah.
it balances you. It balances us. Cause I push you to be like, all right, don't worry about it. Stop worrying about it, right? Just do it, right? So it's good. I like that.
No,
Mm.
yeah, it's one of them things where it's like I don't mind being spontaneous, but I would rather like the spontaneous stuff to happen within the plan. Like I don't want to not have a plan at all.
Oh, that's
You know what I'm
good.
saying? I kind of want to have a plan, and then if we like deviate from the plan, like while we in the middle of the plan, then I'm like, all right, like it's cool. Like at least we have a
Mm,
base level of like
mm.
what the hell's going on or where we're going or what we're doing or whatever the case. But if we decide, oh, we're going to spin off and go here or spin off and do this, then I'm like, all right, that's cool. But to not have a plan at all and just say, yeah, we just going, you know what I mean? Like, no,
I think you you just taught me something because that'll help me out. Because if I approach things that way, I think I could get more people to get on board with me on a lot of stuff. Because a lot of times I do it the opposite, where it's a headache. Because people like, wait, hold up, you got like, So it's kind of cool. But I'm getting better with planning now because of my situation.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like my job. So it's like, oh, okay, so it's getting a little bit better for me. And then being around certain people, like so organized. I am
yeah.
organized a little bit. I'm organized a little bit, but I don't know. We'll get there, but I like that. Okay. All right. So thank you for your input on that one. And we're gonna move over to you had anything else you want to say before we
Nah, I just like I said, just
you enjoying this?
I'm a man with a plan, man. Like, and I am
Good.
enjoying this. This shit is
Good, good,
fantastic, bro. This is
good.
fantastical.
I'm glad you're enjoying this because I'm like,
You can't
you
tell
know,
from the smile, T. Do you not see? I got you see.
you can't tell from my look. I'm in my head like, what the hell am I doing over here?
No, you
I'm doing okay. I'm doing great.
you good.
All
You
right.
good.
All right, so we're gonna keep it moving over to episode 10, which peaks the top of our, let's say, we are out of halftime now because we had like 21 episodes and now we at episode 10. So we
Yeah.
halfway through. So let's keep it moving. We're gonna go over to the Nature Lounge, and that's
On
actually
that,
your first international
yo.
episode. So let's
So
give you some
that's good.
round of
You
applause for
feel
that, bro. That's a big thing. No, serious. We
me? You feel
gotta
me?
we gotta celebrate our growth.
So okay,
Let's talk about it.
so this particular episode was a really big episode for me because, like you said, primarily because it was my first international episode.
Wow.
So I have to give a shout out to my guy Mark. Uh,
How
for
many
this.
minutes? It was talking for a while.
We talked for about probably almost 2 hours. Like generally, the episodes is close to 2 hours, if not over 2 hours. But yeah, shouts out to Mark for putting that one together and putting me in contact with that. So
Shout out to Mark.
yeah, shouts out to Mark for that. But yeah, so that episode with Nat. So for people who don't know, Nat
Oh,
is
it's Nats.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
Nats Lounge.
yeah, yep, Nat's Lounge, yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I've seen this one.
and yeah,
This
yeah, you
is
did,
really good.
yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So like I said, for people who don't know, Nat is from Denmark. So Jetpack Nick landed in Europe, y'all. You feel me? you
Wow.
know, but yeah,
And I think I spoke about like how they do things on this side versus on that side.
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember
So
that.
So it's
This
having
is interesting.
conversations, just about like just the music scene, over in Europe,
Mhm.
and also specifically in Denmark too, and just how impactful uh U.S. music is over in other countries, because and I'm sure you know this too, but when you talk to artists, they'll tell you like, yo, when we tour, like we really just get our money overseas, like that overseas love that we get and all that, like
Right.
it's way
Right.
crazier than the United States. And
Right.
like that, I had a chance to talk to her and ask those questions like, well, why is that, like what is it about, you know um music,
Overseas.
yeah, like overseas, that like brings that kind of energy to the hip-hop shows, or even just the love that y'all give to just the artists in general. And
Right.
it was dope to hear her responses, and like kind of get some insight as to why that is, or whatever the case. And two,
Right.
again, it's one of those things where it's like it's not that different, like as far as like how people consume the music per se, or like how it resonates, like of course, like it's different if you don't speak the language or whatever the case, like
You
you kind of
so
just
you
follow
think
the
that
melody.
well,
But
do
yeah,
you, but do you think that they're more open to be more vulnerable with music? How to
100%,
approach it?
100%. So
I agree with that.
if you got eyes at all, if you could just look and see that by itself. So if like, and this is no,
So it's the approach
yeah,
how we
or
yeah.
yeah. So like again, for instance, right? Like if you was at a show in the United States or whatever, especially like in today's like climate, if you will,
Right.
you won't see too many people like really like showing out like that at the concert. Like, people be real chill, cool. People got their phones out recording or whatever the case. Like, ain't nobody
Right.
really like going crazy unless it's like for an artist that has that kind of crowd, which
Yeah.
not a majority of artists do.
Right.
But
Right.
when you go out to, Europe, at least from what I've seen, like just the level of I
The
don't give
music
a
make
F.
you very emotional.
Yeah, like the I don't give a F feeling of like, yo, I'm outside. Like we
Right.
outside to have a great time. We gonna party this
Right.
shit up. Like we
Right.
gonna get to it. Like I'm rapping every word, whether I know the language or not. Like I'm rapping everything. I'm taking my shirt off while I'm doing it. We throwing water bottles. We got like
Right.
it's a whole nother like thing.
Right.
But that's also like, I guess in like anything, like even sports too. Like you see
Right.
the difference in like the type of energy. Like you're seeing that with the World Cup right now. Like,
Right.
the United States is getting a taste of like, oh, this is a little different. Like these fans is a little different about their competitions, or just about the stuff that they enjoy. you know,
Man. Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah.
that's a fact. You
Yeah,
know?
talking to Nat again, shouts out to you, Nat. Like you already know, like how we carry it.
Right.
And I hope you're doing well. It was always love from me to you as always, and everything. But yeah, like having that conversation with Nat, and like I said, that being my first international episode, that was really, really special to me. And to be honest, Nat made it special as well, because again, like she didn't have to, come on the pod and talk to me or whatever, but I was able to have a really, really dope conversation with her, and kind of create like a cool calm space, because she
Right.
she came on and was like, yeah, like I'm nervous about the pod and everything, this is my first pod and everything. I was like, nah, like we good, like this is, I
And
got
she
I
did
got
really
this.
good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, and she,
it's
and she did really dope, answered
yeah.
questions and so on and
That's
so forth.
that was
you
definitely a
know
good episode. Shout out to Nat's Lounge.
yeah, shouts out to Nats Lounge. So again, let me pull it up
Nice.
real quick so that way the
And
people know.
we would like to have you again.
Oh
Um,
yeah, 100%, one hundred
maybe on the
percent.
next season or maybe the next one after that, whenever. I think that would be nice to do some catching up. So
Yeah,
shout out to Nat's Lounge
yeah.
because
So
I
so
think that
make
would
make
be
sure make
nice.
sure y'all follow Nats Lounge at Nats Lounge, NATSLOUNGE on Instagram.
Right.
So make sure y'all follow my homegirl Nats Lounge, man. Like
So dope.
she's really doing it big in the music space. So for the people who don't know, she runs a basically like a music blog, if you will. Like, so she'll
Nice.
talk about, different artists and everything, just what they got going on, and upcoming
Nice.
projects, the history of the artist, so on and so forth. And she goes really, really in depth. And I always tell her too, the way that like she makes her videos, like the creativity in the videos, and the editing skills, so on and so forth, is top notch, top level. So
Nice. Top
for
tier. I like
yeah,
that.
yeah. So for her to like I said,
Right.
be from overseas, but have that love and affinity for the
Right.
music that we listen to every day, the music that comes from the places that we come from. Like, I just
Right.
thought that shit was really, really dope and really, really special. And for me to be able to share a conversation with her about something that we love mutually was really,
Right.
really cool for me to be able to put on my platform, and for the rest of the
Right.
world to hear, especially the people over in Europe that I didn't get a chance to touch yet until
Dope.
I landed over in Denmark. So shouts out to my Denmark folks, man. Real talk. Shouts out to
It's
my Europeans.
it's shout out to Nate's Lounge for
Yeah,
making
shouts out to Nat,
history
man.
with you for this international episode. We'll
Yeah.
never forget that. That's the stamp.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's a point in time where it's like, yo, Nat
Yeah.
Nat was a part of my first international episode. So me and Nat, we in history together now.
Nice, nice.
Hmm.
And now we're gonna move over to episode 11, and that's with Addie's
Okay.
Diary. So watch you. I like that.
All
Addie's
right.
Diary.
So again, same concept as Nat's Lounge, right? So that's my homegirl Day, man. Shouts out to Day. Um, you know, for that, she
Oh, a day.
also she also kind of runs like a like a music blog, if you will, and she does
Nice.
pretty much the same thing that Nat does, which she talks about artists and just the history of music. Like so again, so for people who don't know, me and the Day, like we are like 90s, like hyper focused on just the 90s era. Like, you can't tell us it's something better than the 90s. You just can't tell us
Wow.
this. So
Wow.
so we was able to again, like, have a shared conversation about something that we love, which is 90s music, 90s culture, and
Wow.
everything. And kind of talk about it, like, being that we are people who either was born at the end of the 90s or wasn't born in the 90s at all.
And the crazy thing about that,
We love that shit.
it's kind of cool because it seems like a lot of these things are coming back because there's a lot of it's always been a lot of sampling going on. People
Yeah.
pay homage to a lot of people, but it's a lot more happening now with just more collaborations with that. And they're doing it a little different. So it's
Hmm.
kind of cool. Yeah, 90s rock. 90s rock.
Yeah,
That's my era too. So
of
I
course
know.
it is. Oh yeah, you already know. See, you know how the 90s was, man. That shit was lit, man. Well,
So it's
yeah.
okay. So it's a day.
Yeah, yeah,
A
yeah,
day's
yeah. A
diary.
day, but Addie's
Then
Lounge.
Addie's
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
Addie's
I
diary.
mean, I'm sorry, not Addie's Lounge. I'm sorry, Addie's Diary. I'm sorry.
Nice, nice. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
She was really, really dope to me, man. And
Nice.
again, that was another episode where, like, it got emotional. Like, it was another one where tears was shed, and everything. So for people who don't know, but I guess you would know if you know her.
And
Um,
y'all should check that out too, by the way. You
yeah,
should
yeah,
check the
yeah, yeah.
episode out.
Y'all definitely gotta check that episode out for sure. That's another episode that went pretty long too. But she's a
Hollow Talk.
really,
HOLOO, y'all. Hollow Talk podcast. Y'all need to go ahead and check
yeah,
out
the Hollow
a
Talk
d-
podcast. The
the
Hollow
Hollow
Talk
Talk.
podcast. Yep,
TheHolloTalk, all one word,
yep.
podcast, y'all, by Jetpack Nick. There's a lot of great content up here. And I know I've seen a lot of um the episodes. Some of it, you catch some of it, but then you move, you jump in the car.
Yeah.
So, but I remember catching some of that episode, and that was a good episode too with a day. I don't know why I was like Addie, but
Oh,
I mean Addie's
well, that's
diary.
because Addie's Diary. Yeah, but no, but
That's
yeah,
it.
I like I said, I want to shed light on her too, because, like I
Yeah.
said, like,
Nice.
she's very, very thorough in the content that she creates. And
Nice.
to see the type of opportunities that she has gotten, over the course of her putting out her content and creating her platform, has been really, really dope, but really, really inspiring to somebody like me who also does content. Like I said, we don't do like the same kind of content, but it's in the same, like, vein, if you will.
It'd
And
probably be nice somewhere down the line too. Just throwing out an idea to maybe collaborate with a lot of
Oh,
people to keep
100%.
because there might be things that we can pass off to push their content or add to their content. If we might have stuff that we can pass off, so have an open mind for that because it might be a lot of things they could use. You be like, here you go, I got something for you, right?
Yeah.
Cross collaborating, right?
No, that's a
So
fact.
yeah, we're gonna come up with some fun stuff to do where we can help each other out because this is just dope. I didn't even realize you did so much in
Yeah.
2 years. Jesus, this is a
Yeah.
lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot of conversations.
Yeah, and we still got more to go, but yeah.
Jeez.
So yeah. So I want to finish talking about the episode with a day. Like I said, she's really talented, really dope, and she makes really good content. Especially if you want to learn about any of your favorite artists at the time period of the 90s to the early
Right.
2000s,
Right.
that's the place to go. And
Nice.
she will give you a full, thorough explanation and understanding of who this person is, the music that they make, so on and so forth. And she also does interviews too. She's interviewed some pretty amazing people as well.
Nice.
Also too, anytime I talk about a day or whatever, I always have to mention Tevin Campbell, because Tevin Campbell was like her be all end all person. So Tevin, if you out there listening, she loves you, man.
Shout out to Tevin
Shout out to
Campbell.
Tevin Campbell, man.
Right? Remember they had that whole thing that went viral and everybody was singing that last night
Yeah.
Can We Talk? Was it Can We Talk? Yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
was Can We Talk. And
Mm-hmm.
it was just great to see.
Okay. Can I speak on Can We Talk for a second? We will never retire that song, ladies and gentlemen. We will never retire it. It ain't going nowhere. I don't care why. I don't care about any of y'all trying to retire this song or move it out the way. Even though we know Tevin got a bunch of more hits or whatever the case, Can We Talk is a staple in music history, and we ain't never letting it go, and we ain't never moving to the side. So that's the
Yeah.
end of my TED talk when it comes to
Yeah.
that. Shouts out Tevin
Whoever,
Campbell. We
yeah.
love you, brother.
Yeah, and shout out to the writer of whoever it was Tevin that wrote that record. When I heard that record, it was just so easy to sing,
You feel me?
So all right, so we're gonna move over to episode 12, and that's Hills Have Eyes 9, and that's a recap episode.
Yeah. So, okay. So I'm excited to talk
This,
about this.
okay,
I'm excited to talk about this episode. So again, right? For people who know me, they know West Side Gun is my favorite rapper in the world. All right. Um, I got an opportunity to go to Hills Have Eyes 9, which is a wrestling event through
oh yeah,
fourth rope, which is West Side Gun and Smoke Dizz's wrestling promotion. So shouts out to West and shouts out to Smoke Dizza. Smoke, I gotta get with you, bro. I'm gonna definitely reach out to you so I can get you on the HolloTalk podcast as well as West Side Gun at some point. I just need y'all to put me into the direction of who to talk to get West on the pod. But
let's make it happen, y'all.
but
Let's
yeah,
make it happen.
let's make
What we
it
talking
happen.
about?
But
Yeah,
yeah,
we talking about.
me and Mark actually went to the event.
I remember that.
Yeah, and we was able to create some content. I was able to meet a lot of wrestlers. Shouts out to Zilla, shouts out to Real One,
Yeah,
shouts out to Rio. Who else was out there? It was a bunch of people out there. But yeah, shouts out to them for sure. They took time to meet with me, talk to me, take some pictures with me, so on and so forth, and everything. And then lo and behold, bro, the moment I've been waiting for my whole life when it comes to meeting somebody, bro. Me
wow.
and Mark met West Side Gun in person, man. You
And
know
how
what I'm
was it?
saying? Bro, it was crazy because
A lot of times they be busy too, so it's like it's
yeah,
a
so
wonder.
so
Yeah,
so we was in the merch tent. So they were selling the merch or whatever the case.
all right.
So nobody really knew that he was in the tent for real. And we had went over there, after people were saying, yeah, like, he in the tent. So we had walked over there, waited in the line and everything. So, in the line, we just kind of like getting our game plan together of like, yo, like what we gonna say, like what we gonna do, X, Y, and Z, and and me, T, like I don't never ask nobody, yo, let me rhyme for you or whatever the case. I never ask nobody this ever.
Oh yeah, I
Like
forgot. Yeah,
I
you told me
never
that.
ask nobody this or whatever the case. So
You
so
rhymed?
no.
Wow.
So Mark was like, yo, like if you get a chance, like, like rhyme for him or something like that, like if you got the time or whatever. But me, T, like I don't ask them kinds of questions. Like that's not a
Never.
thing for me
Yeah.
to
Because you don't
ask
like
somebody to
people even
rhyme.
hearing your art until your art is pretty
Exactly.
much done too.
Exactly. So
But you know what? That's good because if that's your favorite, of all times, you're supposed to act out
Yeah,
because he'll
you got
never forget that.
you got to take the chance. So that's another thing,
That's
right?
the Winnie. He'll never forget that.
When I had walked up to him, he was super cool. I got a chance to meet his son, Fly Guy Jr. Shouts out to him. I got to meet a couple other people. Forgive me, I don't remember everybody's name or whatever the case, but y'all all were nice to me. When I went into the merch center, whatever the case, and then I got to meet the man himself. I got to meet Wes. Super cool, bro. Like super duper
Wow.
cool. Like just standing there, like chilling.
Mhm.
Like it's just regular,
Wow.
regular shit. You know what I'm saying? And
And wasn't this what
you
the
know, T.
summertime?
Yeah,
When
yeah.
it was summertime,
This was shit. This might have
summer
been
2025.
maybe.
Wow.
It might have been. I can't remember exactly when it was, to be quite honest with you, or whatever the case. But I digress, right?
Got you.
So I got a chance to meet him, and it was cool because he was cool. So I shook his hand or whatever. She was like, "Yo, what's up, Wes? My name is Nick. I go by Jetpack Nick or whatever the case. XYZ. It's real good to meet you. My favorite rapper, so on and so forth." So like I said in the recap, like he hit me with the lean back and hit me with the look like this, and was like, "What you said your name was again?" I was like, "My name Nick, and I go by Jetpack Nick." And he was like, "Yo, bro, I heard your name before. I'm familiar with who you are." And I'm like, "What you mean by that? Like, what you talking about?" Like, what you mean you familiar with who I am? Like, what you like when you see me at or whatever the case. But I think and I could be wrong in this or whatever, but I think it was when I had talked to Nat on the podcast, because Nat is like a super huge Griselda fan like me, and we was having a conversation about Griselda, so on and so forth. And I was telling her like, "Yo, I'm going to the event or whatever." She's like, "Oh my god, like I can't, like just FaceTime me, let me know." There was like, show me everything, so on and so forth. And
Right.
then she had made a video on her page about
And tagged them.
she tagged him, but she was talking about me, saying like, "Yo,
Right.
my friend is going to Hills Have Eyes 9 or whatever," and then she put a picture of me up and my name, and she was like, "Yo, this really might be Wes's biggest fan of all time," or whatever the case. So, and I guess when she tagged him in it, he saw the video, maybe and
Wow.
might have
Yeah.
seen me in the video or whatever
What
the
about
case.
to say that y'all being active, and that's how. Yeah, because he could have came across you so many times. You got to remember
Right.
too, when you hitting like on people's stuff on Instagram, the first thing we do is when we look at our posts, it's just a habit. We go right down to see who's the most recent likes, right? And you might
Mm-hmm.
see your name a lot, and that's good. So y'all marketing well. That's
Yeah,
what's happening.
so shouts out to Nat for that. But like I said, also shouts
Yeah.
out to West though, like for
Oh,
just being a really, really cool dude, man. And again, I have to say this too, because I was pissed at myself or whatever, because
right.
I asked him could I rhyme for him or whatever, which again I don't do. But I never asked him, "Yo, can you come on my podcast?" I never asked him this question.
That was the question you're supposed to ask him because see what I
Exactly.
know about that too. You have it's it's not the setting for it. So
No,
like
right,
it
right.
was about merch. So you should have just been buying merch and talking about maybe if you could come on a podcast because that's what that was. It was
No,
more of a
right.
calm, yeah, calm setting.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah.
you learned something from that, Joe.
No,
At
for
least,
sure,
but I would say this. I'm glad that you met your favorite. Was he your
bro.
favorite of all time?
No,
Favorite?
not my favorite of all time. He like my favorite like in the world, right? Like
Yeah,
since 2015 when I heard him round for the first time to right
right.
now, that's been my favorite rapper in the world.
But I'm glad you were satisfied because a lot of people don't get lucky when they have a favorite and they meet them in person, and they could be having a bad day and the energy could be really. It
Yeah,
just, I seen
yeah,
that
no,
happen a lot, so that's good.
it was really really
It's
dope
great
though,
energy.
man. It was
Yeah,
really dope, like and like I said,
yeah,
I only know him through the music, whatever the case. Like I never met him in person up until that point or whatever. So like I
yeah.
don't, like you can only
It
speculate
could have
what
went
kind
left,
of
but it went right.
right. Like you
That's
can only
what's like
speculate
about it.
what kind of person somebody is for real in real life or whatever. But lo and
Yeah,
behold, he was,
it
really,
was
really
dope.
cool. He was dope, bro. And like I said, hopefully, Wes, you get a chance to hear this, this pod or
Nice.
whatever, bro. I would love for you to come on the Hollow Talk podcast and talk to me, bro. Like I said, you already talked to my guy QDZ, man. Like, so it's only right, man. It's only right you
That's
come
right.
talk to me.
That's
And
right.
you met me,
That's
man. You
right.
met me in real life.
Shout out to West Side Guns for
Shouts out to
that
West
one.
Side Gun, man. Yeah.
Wow, that's big. Damn, this is big. You had a big year.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, you had a big year. And then we're gonna move on to episode 13 because I want to get through once we got about a few more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, and So we got Kira Shiskin. Did I say it right?
Yeah. So
Or is it Kyra?
that's my guy, Kara Shishkin. So that was actually my second international episode.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Look
yeah,
at that.
that was my second international episode. So funny story. Um, they his peoples actually reached out to me and was like, yo, like I you know like I'm a fan of your podcast and everything, like I really love your content, like I would want to extend this invitation to have Kira Shishkin come on the
Right.
podcast, and everything, and I was like, yo, okay, oh, this is dope, like people like listen to my podcast enough to be like, yo, like I'm really a fan of your pod, and I got this person and that person that I would love to come on the pod and talk to you, like, because I think that you would have a really good conversation with this person, And
Right.
I'm like, yo, oh shit, that's crazy. Like,
Nice.
and truth be told, like the conversation that we was having, like this wasn't necessarily like I shouldn't say this wasn't like a conversation I ever like really had with anybody before, or like
Right.
or
Right.
somebody that does what he does,
Right.
but it was kind of new to me to have the type of conversation that I was having. So it was a interesting prospect of an episode for me, because I
Right.
knew I was going to learn a whole lot, as well as the people who was going to listen to the episode once I pressed the end button and put it out. So that was like a twofold episode for me, as far as like me learning a lot, and also the people that was going to listen to it learning a lot as well. So Kara Shishkin runs a company called Inform.now.
Nice. Okay.
And it's a news system. So they
Nice.
basically just talk to you about, I shouldn't say talk to you, but they basically send you the base,
Updates and stuff that's
the
going on.
the
Current
updates,
events.
exactly, without any bias. So like how like certain news networks or whatever kind of have their affiliations or their biases to
Right.
whatever that they're trying to support or whatever.
Right.
His platform is, I'm going to give you the most recent updates about the most important things in the world that you need to know, and I'm just going to give you straight facts. I'm not going to tell you, oh, you should feel this way about this person, or you should feel this way about that person or this situation. No, this is what it is. This is what's going on. This is what you need to know. Simple as
I would
that.
like to. Oh, I have to catch up with Kara Shiska because that's interesting. I would like to check that out. So I'm gonna definitely check that out. Damn, I realized. Damn, you did a lot. I got to catch up on.
Yeah. So
Jeez,
yeah. So
I
so
got
so
some
so
homework to do.
so shouts
Shout
out
out
to
to
my guy
Kara.
Kira Shishkin for sure, because like I said, your peoples didn't have to reach out to me to, tell me how much of a fan they were of my podcast, and that they thought that you would be a good fit to come on the pod or whatever. And like I said,
If you have anybody else, please
yeah,
welcome them over here too, so we can keep growing and learning and helping each other out.
yeah,
Man, I like that.
100%. And
Wow.
like I still get the text messages and the updates and everything. Like, I just got one a little bit ago, honestly, from
Wow.
Informed. So like I said,
Okay.
that's,
Yes.
yeah,
Right.
I could definitely vouch and say, yeah, like what they telling you, what they business model is exactly what it is, and it's actually
Wow.
really good to just get the news that you need, or that you need to hear or whatever, without all the
That's dope.
fluff to go with it. So shouts out to Kara Shishkin, and shouts out to your whole team, man. I
And
appreciate you.
and Kara Shiska's Instagram. You want to plug
Yeah,
that in?
yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna tell you right
You got to
now.
plug that in too because I'm gonna definitely check. I gotta check that out. I'm gonna check everybody out.
Yeah, so the
I
Instagram
did see
is
most of.
informed.now. INFORMED
Ed
dot
dot.
NOW.
Got you.
Yeah,
Definitely gonna check that out. Shout out to Kira Shiskin.
yeah,
That's what I'm talking
100%.
about. Stamping the international episode 2 for
Yeah,
Jetpack. Look at your
yeah.
resume.
I got 2 international episodes. See,
Yeah. Oh, wow. Nice. And before we go into the next one, episode 14, I got some more questions for
what's up? Talk to
you.
me.
Right.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this. See, what's up?
Yeah.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah. Writers or writers or non-writers?
Can I get some more context on this?
Which one you want to talk about?
Writers, I guess.
All right. Writers. Would you say you're a writer or you're a non-writer?
I'm a writer. I'm
Ooh.
100% a writer. I don't know. I think
What's the difference between the two? You think it's different experiences or not?
well, it's funny. See, okay, so can I and just cut me off if I'm not supposed to say certain things. But it's funny that you asking me this question because of because of who we was just talking about that just did a 3 shows in a row these last 3 nights or whatever, who's famous for not writing anything at all. And so it's interesting to like think about people who don't write anything and the
Oh,
stuff
so
that
that's
they.
freestyling. So they are writing, but they writing on the board. So that's a little different. See, because that's freestyling. But when I say writers, what I'm saying is writing your story and then somebody writing your story is two interesting things because like it's still a lot of work and it's great progress because let's say if I can tell your story like it's mine, that's beautiful because I'm doing something good. But then you writing your story, it's like a journal. So that's why I was asking you, writer or non-writer.
No, so it's like so again, like I said, I was going to the point. That's what I was saying. Like for me, writing is the thing for me. But like,
You and
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I'm saying you rather write
Oh
or
yeah, 100%. But the reason I enjoy writing a lot is because it's a great exercise for me to work out my thoughts. Like
there we go.
and this is not specific to music or anything or whatever, but like just writing down just the things that's in your head. What like you said, if it's a journal entry or for some people diary or whatever the case.
I'm
Or
enjoying both at this point. Yeah.
or even if it is just music.
Yeah,
I shouldn't
I
say just
agree.
music, but even if it's music,
Yeah.
it's one of them things where it's like, yo, like all this came out my head, like
Yeah. Yeah. It's
this is
good. Yeah.
crazy, whenever we be making songs and stuff like that, and and like how you saying, damn, like I didn't even know like you did all these episodes or whatever. That's how I feel when I listen to the music and I be like, damn, we did all this music and we got
Yeah.
such and such songs, such amounts of songs, and I got 2, 3 verses on these joints. So like I had to think of all this shit and like
Yeah.
put it like into words and rhyme it and make all these references to things that I just know about or whatever the case.
Right.
Like this
Right.
is crazy. But to write it out and to like see it, like
Hmm.
pad to pen to pad or like thumb to
Right.
notes app
It's
or
just,
whatever the
but
case.
it's nice because, like you said, it's nice because you get it out, and when you look at it later, you're like, "Wow, I actually did this." So you push yourself, you push your pen. But it's funny because for me to add to that, I always enjoy writing my own music. But now I'm enjoying both because I got to a point where it's like, okay, now I know I can write my own music,
Yeah,
but so it's a little different now. So now I like if I could execute somebody else's story now because they're gonna say some shit that I'm afraid to say. I might
yeah.
not I might not say it. I'm like, wait, hold up, I like that. Like, or I'm like, damn, I'm gonna tell this story and I don't care. I'm gonna be unapologetic because this is your story, so I'm gonna get it out. So I kind of like that.
No, that's a
So it's
fact.
good.
But yeah, no,
So it's
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. Writing is definitely my thing. But like I said, shouts out to people who don't write. Because as long as you can tell a cohesive
Us-
story,
There
and
you
and,
go.
and, and you
That's a
can
fact.
and you can explain how you feel and what you're thinking in a cohesive way that's
You can make
um
it come alive.
yeah, that like that's fulfilling to you, but also something
Yeah,
that people can resonate with, then you're winning.
that's a
And
fact.
and shouts out to the person who I was just talking about who don't write anything down, who was putting together some wonderful shows over this past weekend. Shouts out to you. You know who you are.
That's right. That's right. All right. So, and we're gonna go over to the next episode because this right episode we halfway through or almost
Well,
done
yeah,
now.
but yeah, about 3 quarters through.
Yeah, we episode 15 with Malcolm
Oh,
Garrett.
my man, Malcolm Garrett. Okay,
How
so
many minutes? Just how long y'all talk?
this is one of those funny stories. So before we went on, I asked, just like I asked everybody before I do, because I'm very respectful of people's time. So I asked him, like, yo, like how long you got for the pod? And he looked at me like on the screen here. He's like, yeah, I got about, he looked at the watch, like, I got about 30, 40 minutes or whatever the case. We talked for 2.5 hours. And so, you know,
It
so
happens.
but yeah, no, it was dope though. So let me shout out Tim for this too. So Malcolm is really good friends with Tim, and so we always able to kind of come together, and was like, yo, like I saw the episode that you did with Tim, like I would
Oh,
love to come on the pod. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And
right,
it was one of them things where like they're both very supportive of each other's careers and brands and whatnot or whatever the case.
right.
So Malcolm runs a clothing brand called Retire from Society, which is really dope. Like it's a really dope brand. You'll see it in like a lot of different places, with like I don't know how much I could really talk about it or whatever, but I think we talked about it on the pod or whatever. But like he had some collaborations with NBA and WNBA teams and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was a great episode.
Yeah, like
Yeah, yeah.
he's a really dope and interesting guy, man.
A lot of energy. I remember now.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah,
for that
that
shirt.
was another episode where we talked a lot about mental health and everything, and that was like a real topic of conversation with me and Malcolm, and that's somebody that I would really love to come back on the podcast, to talk about some of the new experiences and new updates in his life and career and everything. But yeah, like that was a really dope episode, and I'm extremely grateful and appreciative to Malcolm for coming on the pod and talking to me, and also shouts out to Tim too as well, because he's a part of that circle. But yeah, again to him too, Malcolm. The Knicks did it, baby. Chance, man.
Right? Shout out to Malcolm. That's dope.
Yeah,
That's
so
dope.
yeah, so shouts out to him, and again, like I said, for everybody else, like I really hope he's doing well. But yeah, it's definitely some stuff that I would love to have him come back on the podcast and talk about with me. So let's make
Nice.
that happen
Nice.
whenever you got some time out.
Put it out there. That's what we talking about.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move over to and shout out to Malcolm Garrett again.
Hmm.
And we're gonna move over to episode 16. And episode 16 was stamped with G Banks.
Oh my God, G Banks. Okay,
That
so
was a good episode too.
yeah, so that's
That was
that's my main
he's cool.
man, right? So
Yeah,
uh
he's cool.
yeah, so my man G Banks, he's a MC from Sacramento. So
I checked his music out too after seeing the
yeah.
episode. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's from Sacramento. I got a chance to actually meet him in person rather recently or whatever. I was able to get up with him and everything, which was really dope. That's my guy. Somebody that really supports everything that I do as well. And also too, we definitely gonna get you back on the pod too, so we could talk about your new album that just came out, man. He got a new album that just came out for
Go
sure.
check that out.
Yeah,
Okay.
it just released actually.
You gotta
Um
get him back up. You gotta get him back up
yeah,
here.
yeah, nah, for sure. So the album is called "When I'm Gone, Will I Be Appreciated?" So make sure y'all go run that up and check that out, man. Shouts out to my guy
Definitely
G
go.
Banks.
Okay.
Holding it down for the West Coast. Shouts out to Sac. Everybody know, or at least people that listen to the pod know how I feel about Sacramento. They know that place that it holds in my heart. So to be
Nice.
able to collaborate with somebody who is
Right.
also a representative of Sacramento was really
Nice.
cool for me
Dope.
to do, and like I said, very talented guy, very cool and down to earth guy. And like I said, also Castanet, also get my man in the streamer university, what I'm saying? Cause he really
Nice.
outside doing this thing, putting in the work. So,
That's what I'm talking about.
so
Shout out to
yeah,
G Banks. That's
yeah,
what I'm talking
G,
about.
if you listening,
And
bro,
yeah,
you already know you more than welcome to come back on the pod so we could talk about this music thing, man. Real
he's
tough.
very authentic. I like him because
Yeah.
he's just real. It's just straight up. He was just real. I enjoyed that conversation y'all had.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, so before that, y'all can follow my guy G Banks at official G Banks on Instagram. Official G Banks.
got you. Yep.
Hmm.
All right, we're gonna move over to episode 17, and I don't want you to feel like I'm rushing through, but we
No,
almost
no,
at
no,
our
you good.
time.
Yeah, yeah,
So episode 17 was with strategy, and that was the welcome back.
oh yeah, yeah. So like I said, we ain't gotta talk too much about that necessarily because
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
it ain't really too much more that I can say about my
yeah.
guy Strat. Like
You
that's
already
really my
know.
guy, man, and I'm really appreciative of him
Yep,
for
that's right.
for doubling back on the podcast and
That's right.
once we get to the one tripling back onto the
But what we're
podcast
gonna
or
do is
whatever.
but what we need everybody to do is go check him out and just see what the updates are, right?
Yeah, yeah,
What
yeah. Like
he's
I said,
doing.
go
Yep.
check my guy out on
Yep.
Instagram at Strategy on Instagram and
Right.
TikTok and everything. Shouts
Can't
out
wait.
to you, bro. Real
Yep.
talk.
Can't wait to see what y'all got next coming. All right. Then we move it over to episode 18, which is with your boys truly. This episode makes me laugh because I kind of feel like, you know, I don't know. I kind of felt nervous a little bit.
For what?
I don't know. We had fun though. We was just like, it was just like, it was the first time. So I don't know. I feel a little bit more comfortable now.
Yeah, yeah,
Comfortable, but it was kind of dope being with you and Dope Queen because y'all said a
yeah.
lot of things. And I want to say this. I'm glad we here now because there's things you said to me and you threw me off because you was giving me a ultimate, like you was giving me my flowers. And
Of
you was
course.
basically saying how you appreciate me and everything like that. And I didn't really get a chance to tell you how much I appreciate you saying that live like that. That felt I was I was just so stuck because I wasn't expecting you to say that. So I was like, just like, huh, 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 huh. Because to be honest with you, you my man. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
you
So
already
it's
know.
like I don't know. I look at it like I don't know, whatever I'm gonna do to push you forward, I'm pushing you forward. You family to me.
Yeah, you already know that.
Yeah, you my family. So,
Yeah.
but I like that because I don't care if you have family, friends, and anybody. It's always good to let people know you appreciate them. You know what they're doing. So
Yeah,
thank you for giving me my flowers on that one. That was nice, bro. You want to talk about it?
yeah,
That
a little,
episode was
yeah,
pretty
yeah, a little
cool.
bit, a little bit, a little bit. So for that, right? Like when I did the episode with you and Bree, like that was coming off of us releasing a project simply for the ladies, and
Yeah,
everything, and we was just talking about just the whole process of that, so on and so forth. Well, yeah, like that one was cool because I was able to share that space and opportunity with you and Bree together after putting together a project that we
that was
all
kind
three
of
was
nice.
created,
Yeah,
and it felt good to be like reflect on it, like even though it wasn't like mad long after we had put it out, but
right.
still like had time to reflect on the process of like going through it and putting it together, so on and so forth. And then putting it out and getting a reaction from the people, like
Yeah,
that shit was dope for me, being able to share that moment with y'all. But I will say again, I have to big you up again. Like, don't none of this happen without you picking up that phone when I called and asking you to get on the EP with me. And you was like, bro, like, you jetpack. What are you talking about? Like, just come on, or you don't ask me for anything. You're good.
I'm gonna be honest.
And yeah,
I
I
look.
appreciate that.
I'm just I'm grateful. I'm humble, but man. It was just a nice experience doing the music with you, and coming back outside because I haven't done music in a while. So to be able to do stay in my lane as well, that's important. So it's like I didn't feel like I was doing something and I didn't, I was comfortable because I'm like, wait, hold up, like if I was to come back outside, this how I would like to come back outside. So I kind of like that. It was a nice project, and now I like the fact now we're getting into it. You see what I'm
Okay,
saying? You want to get to it? You want to
okay.
talk about it?
I'm about to ask real quick.
Talk
Hold on.
about it. I'm getting
Can we
into it.
shout out everybody real quick?
Let's shout out everybody. We
Okay,
can shout out everybody. We know
or
how
we
we
can't talk
met.
about, we can't say certain names.
Well, how did we, bro? How we meet?
No,
We
okay.
ain't got.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yes, that's a fact. Okay,
It's no
so
secret.
no, that's a fact. 100%. So I'm gonna say this, right? The music that we got coming, bro. I'm telling you now, and I'm not saying this because like I made the music with you, or I made the music, whatever the case,
I had to
bro.
get in my bag. I
When I
had to.
tell you, like, and I'm not telling you because already. I'm talking to the listeners and supporters that's listening to this episode or will listen to this episode. When I tell you the music that we got coming out, I'm like get ready, man, because it's like that. It's like that,
I ain't go
and
front. You put me to work though.
I fuck
Man,
you.
and we have to say this, and I'm gonna be honest with you. We have to say this. I didn't realize that I needed somebody to pick out tracks for me. That's terrible, but I do. I thought I was doing a great job at picking out tracks for myself, but I really don't do a good job. I'm not saying I'm horrible. On a scale of 1 to 10, if I rated me, should I not even throw it out there because that might not be good,
No,
but it ain't. I'm not that good, but it's over. It's like 7, 6. That's bad.
That's not bad. I thought you were gonna sound like a 4 or something like that. That's what I thought you was
Oh no, I
going.
would never say that. I ain't that crazy now. But I find myself picking out a lot of the same stuff, and you helped me out with that. I'm be honest with you. Even now, like when I listen to music that I'm like, I know I can write to almost
Yeah.
anything, but it's just a lot of stuff. I'm like, oh, I wouldn't do nothing on that. I don't think like that no more. So now, like when I'm doing music and I'm listening to tracks, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see what I'm come up with. See, and thanks to you. But I'm gonna let you go.
No, so oh no, so I was about to say, so like I was saying with the people who gonna listen to this, the music that we got coming, get ready, yo, because it's gonna be a show. Like my man Terrell Owens used to say, get your popcorn ready, because it's about to be a movie for real. Uh,
Yeah.
so I have to ask you this question though. So you was outside this past weekend, right? Like you was outside, right?
I was outside. I was
Yeah,
here. Yeah, I
yeah,
was
yeah.
outside.
You was rubbing elbows with some people, having some conversations with some
Man,
people,
listen,
right?
we're gonna
I'm
get
gonna
right.
let you say the names because you know what I'm saying.
Well,
I'm gonna
as
let
you
you
know, that Jay-Z is my cousin.
for
Everybody,
sure.
I mean, I was signed to his label to Rockefeller Records. It's no secret. I am Tavares TV. But
Uh
when
huh.
I on that label, I was the usual suspects. I'm track 7. There's a song called Crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, me and my guy Rashim wrote
Yeah.
that. Right? But I moved on now and I'm doing my own solo thing. And I did the independent thing for a long time and I'm enjoying that. But I am still connected with the like once you connect, you connected. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
family. And the reason why I can say this to you is because we met together with the Carters.
Uh
It's
huh.
no secret. So I
100%.
don't, actually, it's an upgrade for all of us.
Yeah. Of
Saying his
course.
name makes us look good. And I'm gonna tell you this: I got what it take to back it up, and you do too. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
big difference when you saying people name, you're throwing names out there and stuff like that. We could back it up, and when I say back it up, we have skills to do things to back it up. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if we're gonna put a highlight on us, shout out to Jay, as a matter of fact, because if you say my name, we taking pictures together at this point, family or not. I'm dropping an album the same day. Closed mouth don't get fed. And
That's
for
a fact.
years, I stood quiet and where it got me? Nowhere. You stay, so you gotta push yourself, you gotta push yourself and be great. I'm not trying to say that I'm trying to ride on nobody's wave, but I
Mm-hmm.
am at the table. So I feel like it's nice for somebody to even open up that door. Shout out to Jay for even opening the door to
Yeah.
let me stand side by
Shout out
side with him.
to Jay, man.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah, we went to the Yankee Stadium and they hit me up and told me they got tickets for me. And I didn't think I was gonna make it because I was so busy down here caught up and I caught myself and said, no, I gotta make time for this. Are they
Right. Yeah.
crazy?
100%. This was the show of shows. T.
And when I tell you, when we got down there, oh man, I don't even know where to start because it went from what we normally do, like we cooking and oh man, seeing family was just beautiful. We cooked, we played music, we reminisce, but we was basically getting ourselves together for the shows because the shows
Yeah.
was just like boom, 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 boom. And I got a chance to just relax before I went to the show. When I went to the show on Saturday, Friday was dope. I could have went Friday, but I was like, nah, I want to chill out. So I went Saturday. And when I tell you Saturday was crazy, because Friday they was like hitting us up, calling us, my little cousins and all them calling us while the
Yeah.
show going on. And they're like, I'm sorry, but y'all not going tomorrow's not gonna top Friday tonight. And they still there teasing us. And I'm like, wow. So the next night when we went, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And it was just star-studded. Like, I don't know. I just felt blessed because they threw so much tags and VIP all over me, man. And I ain't gonna front. I'm blessed because I got a chance to see everybody. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm real terrible with taking pictures with people. I forget that I should be asking sometimes because look,
Who you seeing out there that you ain't taking no pictures with, T?
let's drop the names.
Come
Let's
on,
go.
what's up, man?
I think the first person I saw when I got out the sprinter was Kelly Rowland.
Shouts out to Kelly Rowland, man.
Shout out to Kelly Rowland. Actually, I saw her husband Tim first.
Tell me, yeah.
He know us. He gave us some love. We was laughing and joking. We was together standing there. And then Lala,
Mm-hmm.
Angie, y'all know Angie B. That's Beyonce and
Mhm.
Kelly's. That's their cousin.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she's on the show Sisters. They all know us because we've been running together for so long. That's family. And they
Right.
was like, "Yo, what's up?" We was hugging each other and stuff. I was just like, but I ain't never think to take a picture of that to say, "Let's take a picture," because that's an upgrade. I'm doing music too. I need some help, y'all.
Yes.
That's if that's my marketing. I need some help because I'm
Yes.
about to drop some fire, and we need some help. And I'm
Yes,
gonna do
we
what I got to
do.
do. Close my face, getting fed. But I tell you, I got what it take to back it up. I'm not afraid.
100%.
That's the difference. That I'm not gonna make them look bad because I don't want my name on nothing. Then you trash, right? Right. So after seeing Kelly and them, because the security was like, even though we got off the call with Miss Carter, they didn't care. They was like, "You got your tickets," and I was like, "I ain't even putting." I was like, "Geez, slow down. Like, I got my ticket, right?" And then I don't know. They just threw everything on us. VIP passes, like, here, put everything. She looked at my body, not Kelly. I'm talking about the head of the venue.
Yeah,
And her
yeah,
name
yeah.
starts with a D.
Uh-huh.
I ain't gonna
Yeah,
just
what
say
no,
that.
right, right. Yeah.
Head of Rock Nation.
Uh-huh.
And she looked
They
out
they
for
they
us.
they was about to say they could do their Googles. They could Google.
Yeah, we all was just, I don't know, we just, they always cool. They all show us mad love. As soon as we spoke to all of them and gave them hugs, we was like, oh no, they family. So we went
Yeah.
in and we was just, I don't know, I was just rubbing shoulders with everybody. DJ Khaled, you had Michael B. Jordan there, you had
Mhm.
a few comedians there, you had, oh, LeBron James gave him a
LeBron.
hug.
Yeah, don't forget LeBron, bro.
Look, right, I said it like he ain't nothing, right? I was like, LeBron James, yeah, like
No,
hugs,
so,
like,
no, I need you to tell the story though about who you was
and it's
talking to, and you was telling the story about the music that we got coming out, but you ain't
well,
taking
my
a
cousin
picture or
was standing
nothing.
there with me, so the dream was we all standing there with the dream, and that shit crazy because I was just standing there, you know me, I was just, we was having drinks and I don't know, I had on specs, right? So I had on specs and a hat, I had a lot going on, I had a jacket, jean jacket, and you got your fit on, and we were just moving around. It was just a lot. I was just taking it all in. So when we were talking to him, I'm like, I know him. My cousin, and it's funny because my cousin was like, "Yo, he fire." He was telling Dream I do good music.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yo, his music thing," because I guess he was like, we all introduced. He was introducing, so he was like, like what everybody do. He was like, "Yo, him." Man, his music is fire. He got some new stuff coming out. He was like, "Yo, he's really hot." So we talked for like a few minutes, and the
Yeah.
dream was like basically saying that he could talk about music all day. But you could tell he was tired because you could tell he's working hard from
Yeah.
everything.
That's
But
why,
we talked for like
and
a
he
few
performed
minutes.
yesterday too. He was on stage yesterday.
Yeah, so you could tell he was in artist mode.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I'm be honest with you. At first, I was just like, we were standing so close, and then as he's talking to me, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like the way I was talking to him, like I was just like, I was saying like, man, I love music. I said you could be anywhere, and I said if you overseas somewhere and I'm here, we still gonna sound we in the studio together. I love
Mhm.
music, and I'm telling this man I love music. He was like, oh, I could talk about music all day. So it was
Yeah.
like nice meeting you, and then we just dapped it up and just kept moving. But we was all in the same space, and then I think at one point I was like, damn, that's Michael B. Jordan right there.
Yeah.
Everybody up in here, Emery, everybody.
Mhm.
I mean, so it was that. I ain't gonna front. It was nice. And then
Yeah.
we just started moving around because we was moving around a lot. So we just moving around, and I was like, "Oh shit, Gail King."
Yo, it's crazy because I saw you took a picture with Gail King, and he was talking to me. He was like, "Yeah, I took a picture with Gail." And I know.
Now
I'm
I'm gonna
like,
tell
Gail,
you.
who? You talking about? It's only one Gail.
Now I can tell you how that happened because now I'm realizing that I should have been taking pictures
Yes,
with
yes,
somebody in
yes. You
footage.
should have been taking pictures.
But
Yes.
I'm so now I'm realizing, but my cousin took a picture with her first, and he was like, he gave me his phone. He said, "Take a picture. Can you take a picture of me and Gail King?" And I was like, "Oh, that's right. I need to be taking a picture. I need to take pictures. What the hell, right?" So she heard me say that, but I took a picture, and then
Yeah,
I thought she was about to walk away, so I wasn't going to ask for the picture. And
yeah.
she was like, "You didn't get a chance to take a picture with me." And I thought that was just beautiful because I was like
Shouts out to
scared
Gail King.
because I was going to take a picture with him with my phone because I was going to take them and then say, "Can I take a picture with you?" Like I don't like
Yeah,
pulling people time up, but when he passed me his phone, I was like, "Nah, I'm not going to ask to take a picture because then it's like I'm holding her up." I promise you. She was like, "We didn't take a picture." And I was like, "Oh." Open my phone up, we took a picture. I was like, "Wow." You know? So, yeah, that's what happened. It was real
Yeah.
nice.
So for the dream, right? Whenever you get a chance to hear this or whatever, yeah, that's who he was talking about. He was talking about me,
Shout
and
out to the dream.
yeah, shouts
Yep,
out
I
to
was
the
talking
dream.
about this young man right
He's
here
talking
that
about
I'm
me.
working on a project with. I was telling you, I swear, I was like, "Yeah, I'm working with this young guy. He's like 28." I was like, I'm like, we really came together. I'm mentoring him, and I was like, this guy's just really amazing, and I can't wait to um be a part of that. And I'm
Yeah,
telling this man this, and I should have been like, my Instagram is this, and I'm following you right
exactly.
now. No, I'm like old school when it comes to these things, but I respect you, the dream. I know who you
Yeah.
are. I just happen to be standing so close to you. You have your hat and all that other stuff. I was like, oh shit, that's the dream. What the?
Oh yeah,
So after
that's what he was
it's
talking about. He was talking about me, and he was talking about our music. That's so yeah.
so
With
if
the
I follow you, I am Tavares TV on Instagram at Tavares TV. That's
yeah,
Tavares TV. So I'm gonna follow you and follow me back, please. Make me look good. I need some help out here. You know what I'm saying?
real talk. Yeah, we
Close
we
your
we
mouth,
we
don't get
we
fat.
open we open to collaborating with all these people,
If
man.
we get
Real
our
talk.
hand on a record with the
That's
dream,
what I'm saying. See, you feel me?
ah
What you say? Closed
man.
mouths don't get fed, man. We outside, we working, man. Like
And it's
you
funny
know,
because when he was like, yeah, well, I think he said something about B in this that was working on music or something. I was like,
yeah.
shit, this
Yeah, yes, TV, yes.
you gotta help me. Yeah, you gotta help me because
That's
I'm
that's
terrible with it. I'm terrible with it.
if I was able to get in the building when they locked everybody out, I would have been able to tell you
Shout out to my cousin Eric because he just be I don't know everybody. I feel like shout out to the Carters to be honest with
for
you.
sure.
Like we've been spending a lot of time together and just everybody just been all love and ain't no drama. They show love to every family member they try
Hmm.
to show love to. It's a big family and a lot everybody can't be in every room and I'm cool with that.
No, it's a
You feel?
fact, bro.
Yeah, so I'm cool with the no's, but I like yeses, right? We all
One
cool.
hundred
You
percent.
can't, but you can't be everywhere, and I'm just grateful to be in a little of the places I am. But
Yeah, bro.
I gotta do something better about this because I can't be coming back to regular life after living like that.
That's why we put out our comments and say, yo, we need some help here. We need some help. We doing it on
Yeah,
our own right now, but we can use a little help
God
from
bless
the
the
people
child that has his
that's doing
own.
it at the
God
highest
bless
level,
the
man.
child that's watching the throne. Yeah. So I mean, you up next.
Yeah,
I'm glad to be a part of that. I know you're serious with your music,
one
and I'm
hundred
just
percent.
putting this out there to everybody. This guy is really good at what he do, and I mean, your future is bright. Just keep doing what you're doing, and you got the package. A lot of people do good music, but they don't have the personality. They struggle with that. A lot of people
Hmm.
just they have these personalities. They just don't know how to communicate with people. And I feel like at some point I was one of them. You get shocked. So, and that's hard for you to hear that from me. You know what I'm saying? Communicating with people, that's what I do at
No,
best.
right,
I
yeah, yeah.
wasn't always, yeah, it's like, I don't know, you freeze and you can't be, you heard what's that? Don't flinch. It's like, don't flinch. You can't be freezing up, right? You got to make the bond like the avatar. Yeah.
Exactly. No, that's
All
a
right.
fact. Yo, so what else is on what else is on the pad?
Yeah, we're gonna go to episode 19. So shout out to me, shout out to Dope Queen Bree
Yeah,
because Dope
100%.
Queen Bree too,
She's special, bro.
man.
Special.
Yeah, I can't wait to do this again with you. I miss you. Uh-oh, battery's about to go dead. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, that's giving me a warning. All right, so we're gonna go to. You said we could skip strategy.
Yeah. Like I said, that's my man.
Oh,
Like,
let's go
he
to
showed me mad
Keisha.
love, bro. Real talk. Shouts out
Episode
to Strat.
20.
Love you, bro.
Because I gotta wrap it up because I gotta leave in a
Yep,
few
yep.
minutes. All right, so we're gonna go to episode 20 with Keisha. And before we get into
Yeah.
this episode, I'm gonna be honest with you, because I guess somewhere I I missed a nice little couple of episodes. I guess
Hmm.
something was going on with me. I guess I was real busy with doing other stuff because I missed a few of those episodes. I think after R. Kelly, I missed a few of them. But I did catch G Banks. I don't know. I just missed a few, so I gotta catch up on all those because um when I clicked on your episode with Keisha,
Yeah,
it just happened to be real early in the morning. I was like, let me see what Pac doing because what I like about you, you don't tell us what you're doing with the podcast. It just
yeah,
I like it's a surprise. So me
yeah.
and you could be on the phone, and then I'm like, damn, he didn't tell me he had a new episode, and then I click and you right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But y'all spoke about some things. Before you get into that, I want to get into it because that episode moved me really nice. And also, I learned something from that episode.
Yeah,
I, w-
yeah.
I want to spend some money. I really did
You
because y'all
did.
was throwing some knowledge out there. The only thing, the volume was really low. So I guess you got to turn it up a little loud. I don't know if it's because I was on the TV.
No, yeah,
But it
well,
was low.
it might have been because you know
The
it was
location where she was
outside.
at,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, you want to talk about that because that was a good episode.
Yeah, so that episode again, shouts out to Jarrell, helping me put that together. That was really dope. So Keisha, she is,
Shout out
uh,
to Jarrell
and
K,
yeah,
my
yeah,
brother.
mm-hmm, yeah. She does a lot when it comes to mental health. So she's a extreme mental health advocate, and that was right up my alley when it comes to like the types of conversations that I'd be wanting to have on the HolloTalk podcast. Because like I said, no matter who I'm talking to or what the conversation about, it's always going to in some form or fashion go to mental health conversations because it's in everything that we do. Like seriously, if you don't take care of your health, your mental health, and physical health too. I just say health in general, but especially mental health. Like everything else, kind of falls under the wayside. Like
Yeah,
because
this is true.
yeah, because if your brain health ain't good, then yeah, you know,
Yeah. And that was deep too because y'all pushed me to want to, I was like, let me go get that book. She was dropping it. And
yeah, yeah, and
yeah,
I'm extremely grateful to her for that. Because I was out and it was interesting because I was actually able to drop that episode May 1st, which for people who know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So it was cool that I was able to actually drop that episode right at the top of that
right.
month. And
Uh,
she was very, very gracious to
Right.
me. She was very, very nice to me, and hopefully I gave that same energy back to her with the conversation.
Yeah,
Um,
you definitely did.
yeah, this was one of those conversations that I genuinely appreciated
Yeah.
because I learned a lot as well. Like I learned different
Yeah.
techniques, different strategies to improve my mental health as well as my physical health. And
Right.
she was just really dope. And I always want to say, not just to her but to anybody, like, if
Right.
you ever
Right.
need somebody to talk to or reach out to for whatever the reason may be,
Right.
feel free to reach out. Like it's not an issue at all.
Right.
Or like to reach out to me or to anybody that you feel comfortable reaching out to. Like you got people in your corner that that will definitely get you to where
Right.
you actually need to go, and get you out of whatever place that you might be in, because everybody needs help, no matter how strong you are, how
That's
how
right.
much you've done or whatever. Kids, everybody need help with some form of fashion, so don't be afraid to ask for it. And
That's right.
hopefully people are nice enough to give you the help that you actually need. So yeah,
You are not alone, and that's when
like
yeah,
Michael
that
Jackson
episode
said.
was really. No, serious. You're not alone. And a lot of times we go through stuff, we kind of feel like we're alone. I'm telling you, on the other side is beautiful. You just got to get there. You got to keep moving forward. You don't realize that when you're in the middle of a storm, you're still in the middle. You're on the way to a blessing.
Yep, one hundred
When they
percent.
say when that tunnel is dark, if you keep moving forward, because that's what happens when you stop. That's when things start. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
giving up. Just keep pushing because there's light on the end of the road, but you do got to put in the work.
One
You got
hundred
to put
percent.
in the work. And I like that we've been putting in the work. Everybody been putting the work, and I like that um this season, like to me, was season. You see what
Yeah,
I'm saying? If you notice, everything, all these conversations was very seasoned conversation with people where it was a lot of mentorship going on
one
there.
hundred percent.
It was a lot of validation going on there. everybody wanted to talk to you for a nice long period of time. Most of
Mm-hmm.
the episodes, I think the shortest episode was like an hour and 20 minutes. Everybody
Probably
was two
so.
to 3 hours, to
Mm-hmm.
be honest. And what I'm saying is that says a lot about your character,
Yeah.
because I just said today I can't talk longer than 2 hours, and look at us. I was like, we're gonna do like an hour or whatever. And not saying I don't want to, because I could talk to you all day,
Yeah.
but it's just like
No, you got
I
some
didn't
stuff
even
to
think
do.
I
Yeah.
had anything that no, but it's not even that. You sometimes don't even realize, like, I don't know if I have that much things to talk about or say, but it's just been a great experience. I'm gonna go back now and
Yeah.
start, and everybody else should go back now and start like getting these views up, start sharing them. Y'all gotta start
Yes.
sharing them.
Yeah.
You need to do better too by putting them, posting them, just
No. Yeah.
because.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because the truth is, just because your content has been out there for a certain amount of time, still
Mm-hmm.
keep sharing it, even if that's a daily thing you do. Like put it
Yeah. I was
on your
about to say because
calendar.
just because it's been out don't mean everybody saw it. So
Put it
yeah.
on your calendar maybe every 2 days or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just share an episode or two. You don't got to do all of them. Share an episode or two every few days so
Yeah.
we can start sharing it. But if you do have a lock on your social media pages, because a lot of people don't realize they have lock, so when you share it, we can't share it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you got that on there, take all that stuff off, because if you out here and you selling content, you pushing your content, you want to get out to people, we got to watch for all that. Okay.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so episode 21, which is this
Is this
episode, is the,
episode?
yep, this is a dope wrap up recap.
Yeah.
And it's just been a great journey, just talking to you and becoming family with you, to
You
be
already
honest
know
with
that.
you, meeting your family,
Yeah.
and coming to Philly and laying eyes on you and enjoying that moment, because we forgot
Yeah.
about Philly. We had a good time in
Oh
Philly
yeah. Yeah.
together.
Yeah. The Roots picnic. Yeah.
That was nice. And I want
Yeah.
to put this out there. I couldn't believe how many people I was online with at that thing. It was no drama. It was just a bunch of people. I think it was like 80,000 people out there.
Hey, it might have been more than that.
Yeah, because I was in line with so many people, but it was no drama. Everybody had a good time. And I'm like, wow, this is really nice. It's my first time going. So,
Yeah.
how long the Roots Picnic's been going on?
Uh, since 2008, I think.
I, I don't know where I've
I
been at,
think.
but I'm glad I'm on board, because that was
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Airbnb, all that was on fire. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that lady who had that nice Airbnb, boy. Got to see family and friends. You got anything to say before we wrap this up?
You got any more questions on that paper?
Oh, you like the questions?
I do like the questions. You got any more questions on that paper?
Let's go. Yeah, I could create something. I always got a question for you. I always got a question for you. So the question is, which album is coming first? R&B or rap album? Hip hop or R&B?
uh, I don't know, man. I don't know. We still got to touch up a couple things on both, but uh,
Your level, but
for
you
how
satisfied with everything, right?
yeah, yeah. I think
That's
for
good.
how I'm feeling right now, like just like what I know each album contains.
I think you
Um,
should put your album out first.
that's what I'm thinking too.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
But
what
I
I'm
think,
thinking too.
yeah, I think you should put your album out first. I think you need to come on and put this album out now, because I think this album is good for summer, like
Yeah.
now, while people outside. So come on and get that together. Get all those songs properly mixed. Because what we say, on scale of 1 to 100, you're like at 90
I'm
something.
like, yeah, I'm probably like a 95 right now. Yeah. That's because I'm waiting.
Mind and body on 5%. Get your mind
Yo,
and
yo,
body
yo.
on 5%. You know what I'm saying? Look at me dropping quotes from the albums. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, I listen to your project faithfully, and it's nice. And the more you don't listen to it for a couple of days or weeks, it just sounds really, it makes you appreciate it more. Like, wow, like this kid is really dope. And I know you ain't
Yeah.
no kid, you're a
No,
young
yeah,
man, but
yeah. No, I got
you
you.
know,
It's cool. But
but
no,
this is
it's,
cool.
it's dope though, man. Let me just say real quick though. I'm very very thankful and grateful for you, bro. To
Likewise.
to to you know to just be in my life and everything, and take on that mentorship role and kind of show me the way and how to do this at the level that you envision me doing it at. And it's giving me a certain level of confidence to
Good.
where I'm like, yo, I can act like I could really do this, like for real, and arguably be one of the best at it, like honestly. And
Good.
you know,
Good.
and of course, like that's not me saying like I'm gonna get it all the way right, out the gate or whatever. But knowing like the type of stuff that I have created already, and I know what's coming and everything, and I know that like you were saying, like we got the skill level to make it happen. I'm moving with the confidence of somebody who knows that they going to do well in this particular arena.
And the thing is also too, see, the good thing about you is because you talk to a lot of different people and you did your homework when it comes to like music and everything,
Yeah.
you know a lot about music. So you soaked up so much knowledge over the years at a young age, it
Mhm.
actually makes you better with your playlist.
100%.
Like, and music could be really good. Everybody know that. Like, there's songs that could be dope, but if it ain't put out around a certain time, it just don't hit. You got
Mhm.
to do all those little things to just make it hit. I even been noticing, like, when I'm posting stuff on Instagram now, I'm like, I'm doing something right because I'm getting more views now
Yeah.
just for like pictures or something like that. So I'm grateful for that. Hopefully, when the music come out, get the same thing. It's just some stuff just gotta hit for that time. So anything can happen overnight. So I'm just looking forward to see you shine now even more than you shining.
I was
You see what
born
I'm
to shine.
saying?
See, I was born to shine. See.
Telling you, you was born to shine. And look, and we taking a toast. Look, here's a toast. Here's
Yeah.
right. I got you one of these cups too, by the way.
Yeah. See.
Hmm.
Nah.
I know you
Yeah,
don't drink.
man.
Ain't no alcohol in there. There's water in there, y'all. Not drinking this early. I did enough drinking over the weekend. I need no more alcohol for a little minute.
Nah, man. I look. Let me just say though too. To everybody that made this season special one, man. Thank you to everybody that we just talked about and shouted out. That
Hmm.
that I had on this on the Hollow Talk podcast for season 6, man. Like I really appreciate y'all. I appreciate the love and support that y'all gave me by coming on the podcast and plugging it. Whenever we had put out clips, episodes, so on and so forth. Y'all have a special place in my heart for real, and I have more in store for y'all coming with season 7. Yeah, I'm excited. And hopefully by the time season 7 come out, we're gonna have some more music out. We're gonna be partying.
Man.
We're gonna be moving on to bigger and better things. So yeah, I'm in an exciting portion of my life right now, and I'm happy to be able to share it with people who I deem to be special people. So
And I kind of
thank
feel
you.
like season 7, you might not take as long as you did with
Maybe
this
not.
this season. Yeah, I kind of feel like it might, you never know. Like, but it's good because it's a lot going on in between time, and I like that. It's a
Yeah.
lot going on. Just by even writing all this down on paper, I'm like, wow, like you really like, bro, you writing books.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So creating great memories. You're not being selfish because
Mm.
you giving people great information. You're not holding
100%.
it. You're sharing it. And there's a bunch of people who know that they could feel that. It's nothing you can do. I'm gonna say this. There's nothing you can do to to hide your greatness when you just naturally doing something that you love doing. Do that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
When you enjoy what you're doing and you confident, people can see your confidence. You don't have it's not cocky, it's just confidence. And just make sure you maintain your humble, just be humble. And give you already give everybody else their flowers. We all can stand side by side. We don't like we don't have to look back at nobody. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Everybody can stand side by side because there's enough room for everybody. And just keep that in mind, okay?
Yeah. So
But
go
if
ahead,
somebody
see.
taking a shot, go ahead and take your head off because that's rap. You know what I'm saying? That's rap. But that's real rap, right?
Yo, see, take us out, man. Take us out. Like you led the way the whole episode. Take us out with season 6,
All
man.
right, we're gonna take you out with the wrap up. So this is season 6, the wrap up, and this is your boy Tavares TV with your CEO,
Hmm.
Jetpack Nick, who's been doing an amazing job. We're looking forward to see more in the future. And we out. We love y'all.
All right.
Thank you for listening.
No, so again, I want to thank you too, T, for holding it down, man. And so like I said,
You're
to
welcome.
everybody that has supported this
Gotcha.
podcast from the beginning to now, the people that have came on the podcast from the beginning till now, I truly thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. You know, and also
That's
to
right.
the fans, the listeners, the supporters, supporting us through and through each and every season, each and every episode. Thank y'all. You know, keep supporting. You know, we're gonna keep dropping this dope content. We're gonna keep talking to wonderful people. We're gonna keep making dope memories,
Mhm.
man.
And when we do our listening party or party, we want everybody. We
Oh
want to invite
yeah, yeah. You
everybody. You know what
already
I'm
know.
saying?
Yeah,
We throw a
we gonna
party.
send out
We
send out the
everybody.
invitations for sure.
Since we got everybody Instagram, right? We gotta put it out there, right?
All
Hopefully,
right.
we'll all be in the same building one day.
No, that's a fact. So with that being
All
said,
right.
T, I want to thank you, bro, again. And
You're
like I said,
welcome,
to
my guy.
everybody that made
You
this
know it.
season and the whole HolloTalk podcast special, thank you to y'all. And we out. Peace and love,
We
y'all.
out. Peace and love, y'all. You know it.